You want to keep talking?
It's going so good.
I can give you guys all the time you want here.
I just want to get that chemistry together.
Right.
I want to make sure Nicole's there. You fired up, Nicole? Let's do this thing.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Talks like a spaz. And he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Here we go. Happy Monday. It is a KVJ Show. Back after a nice little weekend. Did you guys do anything fun, amazingly exciting, and crazy? No? Okay. All right. No.
I had a good weekend.
Okay.
But we ended up working a lot. I was here yesterday shooting a TV commercial.
Oh, you were? What you want shooting TV for there?
That J-Town Jam.
Okay, yeah.
The J-Town Jam with Jason Newsted.
Right.
Yeah.
Formerly of Metallica.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be coming up. That's very nice. So,
yeah.
very star-studded kind of weekend.
I got you an invite, too, to the party.
Oh, you did?
You know, there's a pre-party before the concert.
I did not know that.
But it's VIP only.
Is it really?
I can't even tell you who's going to be there on the radio.
Wow. Whoa, Virginia.
I rarely follow through with people telling me I can't talk about it on the radio, but this time
Somebody
I think I
other
have
than
to.
Jason Newsted?
Yep.
Get her a drink. We'll get it out of her.
You'll know in 10 minutes.
I could get this out of you.
Yeah, this secret won't last long.
If I wanted to, I'll be cool, but...
Yeah. Okay, well, that's very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another big exciting announcement. Hopefully you already know. If not, you definitely need to know that the KVJ 5K Triple Play starts today.
Woohoo!
In 1 hour, I'm going to let you know 3 songs you need to listen for today on 97.9 WRMF. Here's how it works. 3 songs. One of them is from the 2000s, one from the 2010s, one of them is from today. Those 3 songs, when they play in that order later on today, caller number 9, who's like, I heard him, I got him, will win $5,000.
Wow.
Not 500, not 1,000, not 2,000, $5,000 for one person.
Sweet.
And they will be here in South Florida. This is not a nationwide contest where 8 million people are going to be playing. It's going to be just people that listen to this radio station.
I love it.
Yes. There's a lot to love about this, Virginia. The KVJ 5K Triple Play. So every single weekday for the next 4 weeks, you got to plug this in. 7:10 a.m. We're going to give you a shot at $5,000, but you got to be here at 7:10 to hear those songs to be able to play and win.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second, it sounds like everybody is now lawyering up from that Kevin Hart car crash. I'll tell you who's going after whom coming up in a sec.
Don't leave your friends.
Yeah, that. Can you sue for that? Before we get into that fun, it sounds like Taylor Swift just canceled a performance she was supposed to do in Australia. Now, it was supposed to be at this horse racing event, but a lot of people from PETA and other animal rights groups had been giving her a hard time, saying, look, they don't treat these horses right. It's a terrible thing. And Taylor Swift eventually caved and withdrew from her performance at the Melbourne Cup. So, wow.
Okay, well, that's just it. Pressure today.
Pressure today.
From the masses.
And maybe she looked into it and saw, oh, yeah, something is sketchy here.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dick is in trouble. There is now an official warrant for his arrest in Los Angeles. He groped an Uber driver. He was riding in the back of the car when the male driver claims that Andy reached in the front and grabbed him in his no-no square area.
Well, yeah, he's a grabby kind of guy.
He is.
Yeah, this is not the first time that he has been accused of grabbing and groping. He's been charged with this before, but the arrest warrant was issued for him back in March. the police, I guess, have been looking for him, and the warrant remains active today.
Okay.
And finally here, Kevin Hart and the 2 people in his car that crashed on September 1st have all lawyered up now, and everybody is expecting a big lawsuit. They may even sue the car company that customized the vehicle. They're saying, look, the company should have refused the job because it wasn't safe to do all the work on this car without doing the custom safety harnesses as well. It was apparently a very powerful 720 horsepower engine. And what the passenger and the driver are saying is that, yes, it was Kevin's car, but he should have been responsible, and so should the car company. So they're suing everybody, it sounds like. It was a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda.
Barracuda?
That did not have safety harnesses, so everybody in the car got back injuries and chest injuries, and this is going to probably be months and months of a lawsuit, if not years. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, they had those Emmy Awards last night on TV, and they kind of went that route without the host, which was kind of their move. Do you know, can I play anything off a computer or no? Am I still able to do that? Do we have the audio?
We have some audio. We got the winner's montage.
Oh, okay. I wanted the Kimmel audio. Do we have that?
No.
And I can't play anything off computer. Okay. All right. Never mind. It was funny.
We trust you.
I didn't see it on any of the prep sites. Was it on the prep?
Yeah, Kimmel and you had Kimmel came out there with Stephen Colbert because they wanted to host the whole thing and kind of like did this little shticky type deal. We'll hopefully get that for you a little bit later on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Some of the snubs that happened last night that people were like, oh, how dare they leave these out. Veep, This Is Us, The Big Bang Theory, Better Call Saul, and House of Cards. So that was the final season for Veep and Big Bang Theory.
Those are all solid shows.
Yeah.
They all can't win.
Nothing. True. But they got nothing at all, so they will not be receiving anymore because them show's over.
That Kimmel audio is coming as you speak.
Okay. Cool. We'll get it for the next round of the viral. There's also something funny that hopefully we can get a little bit later on. Did you hear about the Kardashians, Kim and Kendall?
Yes.
They came out to present, and they said their show is about real people just being themselves, and people just started laughing. You're like, oh, yes, real people, yes.
You don't really believe that, right?
Yeah, that's just how everybody else, you go to your average household in, Ohio, and that's what they're doing. That's what's going on. Here was a little bit last night with Kimmel and Colbert. They did not have any hosts. Some people said, it did seem to move a little bit faster, but there was kind of lacking some maybe memorable moments. But that's a fun little exchange they had here. So, anyway, one of the comedy bits from last night's 71st Emmy Awards.
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
Pizza. So I was so disappointed. I ended up getting a pizza over the weekend. Actually got a couple, but there was one, and I need to ask you, Virginia. Not every pizza's created the same. I didn't eat it for a while, so I wanted to reheat it. I wanted to get the nice warm sauce, and what ended up happening, I ended up burning the entire pizza. I was so sad and annoyed with myself. There's got to be a way to reheat pizza better than what I'm doing. The crust is too hard. Anytime I reheat it, I don't like the way the microwave tastes. I feel like it takes away the taste. And then when I put it in the oven, there's that fine line where you have to put it in there. What am I doing wrong?
If you don't want to dry it out too much, you want to put olive oil all over the edges and the crust and the bottom before you go to reheat it. I usually too, if I'm reheating something and I don't want it to dry out too much, I'll put a little pan of water in the oven with the item that I'm reheating, and then it gets a little bit of extra moisture in the air. But you got to watch it.
I had a weird pizza moment because I ordered the pizza and what I do is I take a bunch of pictures of the pizza and of the sign of the place, and I was like getting on the ground trying to get a good angle of the pizza place.
It's hot.
It's really not. I guess
He's putting a lot into it.
Well, I guess it looks alarming because one of the people that work at the pizza place comes out and asks me what I was doing.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't fall. Why are you taking pictures of our place? So I explained, I'm doing this pizza blog. I'm gonna put it on blah 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 on my Instagram, and then I end up burning the pizza, and I never put it up on Instagram. So they were waiting for it. I know, and I burned the hell out of this pizza. It wasn't salvageable.
Yes.
Well, that's just a time thing. You got to not leave it in so long. Set the timer on your microwave so it starts beeping. I wouldn't leave a reheated pizza in the oven for more than 10 minutes.
There's so many things I don't even realize. I did not know that some of these. I'm going to sound real stupid, but when you're cooking something on a frying pan, I didn't know you could hit a fan that knocks out all of the smoke.
Yeah, it's like an exhaust fan.
I did not know that existed until Dennys showed it to me. I was like, this is the best thing ever.
These great discoveries, huh?
Well, I was wondering why I kept choking while I was cooking stuff.
What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
So much fun. I'm kind of glad I didn't notice this till just now. I was so wrapped up in all the stuff going on over the weekend that I didn't look at like Monday's lineup. But I opened my calendar and I'm like, oh, Monday, gynecologist. But I guess it's good that I didn't realize till now. Otherwise, I'd be panicking. I've been having those bad, like, weird cells come back in my tests. So I'm very nervous to go back again today and have a follow-up test. And I'm praying for all normal cells and no weird cells at the gynecologist.
I have a good feeling the gynosaurus is going to give you good news.
I hope so. I'm so glad I just realized this morning, though, and I didn't have all weekend to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is good.
Because I enjoyed my weekend. Otherwise, I would have been like, the stir-ups, the stress.
I agree. If you can't think about ignorance is bliss, don't think about it.
It really is. When stuff sneaks up on you and it's stressful, it's so much better.
Yeah. What I got on my mind is my wife had me sign up for this neighborhood next door, whatever it is, and kind of see what the conversations are going on in your neighborhood.
Oh, I love it. It is fascinating.
It is kind of fascinating, but then you realize just how weird your neighbors are.
A lot of people are dumb or very weird. Like, they don't know how to, like, do daily function things. So they go on Nextdoor and they ask their community, like, how do I hook up my garden hose? And you're like, really? You don't know how to hook up a garden hose?
If you live by 5 different houses, just out of law of averages, one of those people or families are unhinged. You're living with at least one crazy. Per 5 houses, there's one unhinged family.
So it is kind of awesome and fascinating, but then part of it's kind of alarming. One, you do get to hear about all the vandalism that happens and break-ins and things like that. That's one of the big threads that's on there.
I love that. You can put pictures up, too. People are putting pictures
Yeah.
of, like, prowlers and stuff. So
Yeah.
you know what they look like.
So that seems to make sense on that. Other people start talking about things on the street and then fights break out. So I know we're going to have a lot of good threads to read for Facebook fishing coming up. And there's just like random stuff. There's somebody that lives like in the neighborhood complex, like right next to me, who's a psychic who's connected to the Archangel Michael. And they get all these sayings from the Archangel, and they want to do a T-shirt company to start putting Archangel Michael sayings on them that he's giving her. And apparently he's told her that all this wisdom needs to be put on a T-shirt. So this is apparently how the good Lord is communicating with us today, is through a psychic, and the Archangel Michael is giving her sayings that she needs to start putting on T-shirts and selling.
How much are the shirts?
Well, she was looking for a nice T-shirt and tank top company. So that's why she was on there looking for that. And Rob so nicely responded, no one should do business with gypsy frauds. So that's kind of what we got going on in the neighborhood. So if anybody maybe could help her out, I was going to respond, because I'm just kind of curious what exactly the Archangel Michael's telling her. But yeah, it's kind of fascinating. It's kind of like being able to open up your front windows and just actually seeing everybody's homes.
It's weird how she's getting the messages for the sayings, but she doesn't have the psychic ability to go to the right
Google
or to go to the right company.
Right.
All you
It's
have to
weird.
do is Google.
I know.
There's so many local companies that'll make you a T-shirt.
Yeah. it just doesn't seem like it's probably the right thing.
That's what I laugh about. Like, I look at that next door and I just read it for fun now at this point. But I just look at this and I go, how do these people like get through life? Like, how do you like not know? You can Google places locally to make a T-shirt.
How do people not know the simple things in life, like having a fan by your stove or your oven? Yes. You're making fun of people like me, and I don't like it.
That's hitting a little
It got
close
too
to
real.
home. Yes. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes on the KVJ show, boy, just some fun stuff. If you're a kid of the 90s and you remember that decade, prepare to feel old. Some timestamps on some things you're like going, wow, is that really that old?
Oh, Kevin.
Sorry,
it's
I have
so
to
early.
do it to you.
Don't make us feel this old, this early.
And something I would want you to jump on right now on the KVJ show Facebook page. We have a fun little topic about tattoos. What tattoo would you have gotten at each stage in your life had you been allowed? Like the age of 5, 16, 21, 27, 35. What would have been the tattoo that you would have had on your body if kids getting tattoos was a thing and if you would have asked your parents, be like, sure, fine, no problem.
Is it sad that mine hasn't changed since age 5?
Right, it's the same tattoo. Maybe. We'll look into that as well. You can jump onto our Facebook page right now and throw in your comments. Just look for it on Facebook for the KVJ show.
What's hot now on the KVJ show?
Well, the big thing you got to know about today is the KVJ 5K triple play coming up in just about 30 minutes. We are going to give you 3 different song titles, one from the 2000s, one the 2010s, and then a song that you would hear today. You listen up for those 3 songs to play in order later on today. Be calling number 9 and you'll win $5,000. An awesome thing that's happening right here only in South Florida for people listening to 97.9 WRMF. It is the KVJ 5K triple play, doing it every single weekday morning and all throughout the day for the next 4 weeks. So 7:10 this morning, make sure you're here for your chance to win coming up.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
People talking about different ways to reheat pizza. Some people are saying do it in a frying pan.
That's what I believe Aunt Lou in the chat room said, and I kind of agree with her because I think you want to cover the top of the pan. I don't think you want to put any kind of liquid in there, right? Any oil. You just want to heat it.
I always put olive oil when I do but I don't put it in the pan. I just like brush the crust with it.
Ooh, say that again.
Brush the crust.
Everybody's kind of got their own thing. Amanda says, as soon as you turn the oven on to 350, put the pizza slice on the middle rack, let it heat with the oven about 8 minutes. That's her little pizza reheating hack.
It's a chancy game, though, Amanda.
Because he puts it in the oven and then he forgets about it.
That's tough, yes.
He goes and sits down in front of the TV and starts watching something. And, oh, no, 30 minutes into Golden Girls, he smells smoke.
That is the worst feeling. When you know in your heart, I mean, you don't want to open the door because you know it's ruined. That's the worst.
Another suggestion, put it on to broil top shelf so the cheese gets melted again, but it's far enough away from the bottom that it just warms the crust.
I think we all agree putting the pizza in the microwave is whack.
It doesn't do it right.
It takes away the flavor.
It makes it weird.
It makes it like it's soft.
It makes it soft in the middle, but then hard on the edges, and you're like, I hate this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not great. So, let me see here. Got a couple other things going on. People just shouting out saying, Kev, what are your thoughts on Antonio Brown as a Steelers fan? I'm just glad he no longer plays for the Steelers. Guy's just full of drama. Did you hear the latest on him, Virginia?
He don't play for nobody.
No, he don't play for anybody. He said he's done with the NFL. So it's getting tired. I just see the comments that are happening on social media. People are just over the Antonio Brown drama. This guy used to play football for the Steelers, went to the Raiders, made a great season for Hard Knocks because there was so much drama going on. It was like watching the Kardashians, but with football. So that was kind of cool. Then they got rid of him. He goes to the Patriots, and now the Patriots have cut him because he sent some threatening text messages to a woman on Wednesday of last week.
Is he that good?
Yes, he's very good. He's from Miami originally, and so he calls South Florida home, so he's probably back here somewhere just brooding about and spending time on social media.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. Well, I don't know. I would just stay away from him. He just seems very unpredictable right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he ate something weird or what is going on with this guy. He's just so squirrely. Yeah, he's like a 6, 7-time Pro Bowler. Was great with the Steelers, and he's very talented, but he's just more of a headache than what he's worth. So That's just kind of my thoughts. But it looks like he might have lost $30 million in the process of being a jackass.
No.
Yeah, that's some tough stuff. He had guaranteed money. It got trimmed down to $9 million. Now he's going after the Patriots trying to get that money, and they're saying, nah, we're not going to pay you anything, basically. So, I mean, could you imagine just throwing away that much money because you can't?
Because you're too.
Well, he just wants everyone to pay. It's like, pay attention to me. He's got that to a really annoying degree.
How do you get that level to where you're so blinded to the point you're walking away from that kind of money, people are cutting you left and right, and you're good?
Well, it's a tough thing, I think, that happens in our society is when you get to be so great at something, you take almost like a God mentality on where everyone's telling you how awesome you are, and after a while, you start to believe it, and I think it alters your DNA. I don't know what happens
You
to
think
these
you're
people.
untouchable because
Yes.
everybody tells you you're so fantastic that you think the normal rules of civility don't apply to you.
Yeah, and it's not just him. We've seen it time and time again, and not just in professional athletics, but in music and TV and everything else.
Any kind of celebrity.
Yeah, I think it's when doors open for you, you have everything you want, people are telling you how great you are. I think it does. I think it starts to warp your mind because we're meant to interact with other human beings, and I think in a normal way.
Yeah.
And when you can't have that kind of interaction, I think it really starts to make you crazy.
He will go out of the spotlight for a couple months, and then he will be like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
It'll be interesting to see what winds up with this guy. Yeah, who knows? where
What
he'll
did
wind
I
up.
just do?
Yes.
People
Because
love...
when the broke sets in, that's when he's going to realize exactly what he threw away.
I don't know him that much or that well at all, but is he the kind of guy where if he did do the redemption tour, would people be into it, or would they be like, I don't want to even...
I think right now he just needs to go away for a little while.
He does.
It's just because I think people are just really sick of seeing Antonio Brown headlines because they're always, look at me, I'm the one who's the victim. It's all the things that make you annoyed about people today. That
Victim
are
mentality.
The victim mentality. He has that. Everyone's against him. Everything's so dramatic. So, yeah, I think he just needs to probably go away for a while. He needs to just sit, and think.
Sometimes it's good.
Yeah, I think he
Just
just
go
needs
sit.
to. He needs to just sit, but he cannot get off social media. It's amazing. He keeps jumping on.
Yeah, and he keeps calling like other people out and just,
Well, and this warps you too. Like Patriots fans who he just got cut from, they're threatening the reporter who uncovered his second sexual assault allegation. Like, how dare you cost us a great player? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's the reporter's fault. Definitely
Yes.
not the guy who sexually assaulted.
So when you're Antonio Brown, you're thinking, yes, see, I'm the victim. Yes, how dare you report my sexual assault allegations? Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. So it's to me personally, it's getting tiresome to hear the stories, tiresome to talk about. So I'll leave it at that. Well, this is one of those things. If you're a kid in the 90s, boy, this will probably speak to you. Just kind of putting everything into perspective. It's kind of weird because I don't know what it is. As you age, you really don't feel like you are. It's kind of an odd thing, at least for me. I still kind of feel like I'm 25-year-old Kev, and then I get these like slaps across the face of reality. Be like, wait, what's going on?
I'm old?
Wait, what?
I still think Dr. Dre's The Chronic is a new album.
Yes, right.
It's like, what?
That's it. And there is something to that. They've done the psychology of it because you do have a lot more free time. And so things embed into your psyche a lot more powerfully when you're a teenager and in your early 20s. And then you start having kids and then you get caught in the blender of life. And everything just like time is ticking and you're not really aware of it. And you don't pay as much attention to pop culture and music and movies because you just don't have that kind of expendable time.
Even without kids, do you think that happens to people just over time?
With what kids?
Even with people who don't have kids, do you think that happens to people where just over time they just, like you're saying, when you're younger, all these things hit you and it's almost like a drug.
Because I don't think like new music and things like that are as important to you. When you're a younger kid, knowing the artists and being able to talk the talk and know everything that's going on is kind of your way in fitting in. And it's the blessing and the curse. When you're young, everything is about popularity. And thankfully, as you get older, you care less and less about what people think about you, which is a big relief, kids.
Well, stay off social media.
Yeah, but I think that's why you plug more into it. It's more important to find out who those artists are. Now you don't. Yeah, I don't care if I don't know who Lizzo is. I'll survive.
Well, when I listened to music back in the day, I could tell you every song on the album. I couldn't do that. Even with groups that I love, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got too much going on now. It's tough, and I have for a long time. So this is the kind of stuff that really puts everything into perspective because you're right. You know, Friends, you feel like, I came out a couple years ago. No, I came out 25 years ago.
I mean, 25
years ago is when Friends dropped.
Friends is old enough it could rent a car. That's how old it is.
Yeah, and you're like going, oh, boy, wow, Green Day. What are they on their second or third tour? No, that Dookie album came out 25 years ago.
Yeah, fair.
So, you know, we're hearing like, oh, Green Day, Weezer, you know, Fall Out Boy, all the young kids are going to want to go to that show. No, actually, all the old people are going to want to go to that show. That's not a young kid's concert,
Fall Out
y'all.
Boy's not a young person's. You're right.
No,
They've been
they're
around
not.
for a minute.
Yeah, we forget that, you know, Fall Out Boy was cranking stuff in the early 2000s. You know, they've been around for a hot minute as well, and they're the young kids on the tour.
Now they're Fallout Man.
Yes, you're right. They're not Fall Out Boys anymore. Yeah, there are some other things, too, that are 20 years old, like shows like Roswell and Angel and Cruel Intentions. 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That, and even American Pie.
It's 20 years old.
20 years old.
See, the American Pie one hits me over the head because I feel like that wasn't that long ago I went in the theater to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they were high school kids, so you feel
I was
like
young. They were young.
you feel like they're still
That doesn't
going
seem
to
like
be.
it's a 20-year-old movie.
20-year-old movie.
That's insane. I don't like
American
this segment.
Pie.
This segment's depressing.
This is Kevin. Come on, it's a Monday. What are you doing?
Here's one that kind of got me. If Bart Simpson, remember Bart Simpson? He's just, you know, that mouthy little,
Don't have a cow, man.
yeah, punk kid. But if he aged like a regular person, he'd be 40 years old now. Bart Simpson is 40. Wait, what? That's crazy. And listen to this. Mark Paul Gosselaar is older today than Dennis Haskins, who played, you know, Principal Belding on Saved by the Bell, which turned 30 this year.
Wow.
And
So
they're talking about
Zach
the
is
reboot.
older than Mr. Belding's character on Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, when he started. So Mark Paul Gosselaar today, Zach is now older than Mr. Belding
Wow.
was when he started that show. That just puts you where it is. Zach would now be the principal.
You want to do breakfast today, Mama?
No.
I feel like eating my feelings.
I don't.
Let's do this thing. I feel old and fat.
Well, coming up here in just a second, imagine if when you were a kid you would have gotten that Bart Simpson tattoo. It would now be 40 years old if you would have wanted it.
They're still on TV, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
You're right. It could happen.
you can say that The Simpsons have really made it happen for a long time.
Still relevant.
Yeah.
So what would be the tattoos of your life? If, say, when you were 5, you could have gotten a tattoo, what would that tattoo be and they were still on your body? You can jump onto our Facebook page. So imagine if tattoos on kids weren't such a big no-no. And if your 5-year-old came to you, you'd be like, Mommy, I want to get a tattoo. You'd be like going, okay, honey, what do you want to get? Let's go pick it out. And it would probably be something that you're into at the age of 5. So if you would go through your ages, what would be the tattoos you would get at age 5, 16, 21, 27, 35? I started thinking about what I would have on my body right now. If I, as a 5-year-old, could have gotten a tattoo, it probably would have been Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
I'd probably have Scooby-Doo on me right now.
I probably would have had either Pound Puppies, which I loved them. I had the bedspread, or Care Bears.
I would have probably had some because I loved it. Star Wars. I loved pizza. Again, nothing's really changed. It'd probably have been my favorite character at the time, which was Greedo, and Greedo would have probably been eating a pizza.
And you still love Greedo.
I still love Greedo and I still love pizza.
So these are all the same for you.
At least
You're Peter Pan.
at age 5, that's really what I would have kind of locked in on.
Okay, all right. So what about when you were 16? What do you think that tattoo would have been?
Definitely the Atlanta Braves. I was big into baseball. The Braves were my favorite team. They still are, but I could tell you anything about the Braves at that point in my life. I couldn't right now.
Okay. I probably would have either Van Halen kiss or a Dokken tattoo. And I would be regretting it right now.
Could you imagine if you had a Dokken tattoo right now?
Terrible.
That'd be terrible.
Oh, it'd have been
It wouldn't
bad.
have aged well.
No, what a
For many reasons.
What about you, Virginia?
I probably would have had an NWA tattoo. I went through a big
Okay.
NWA phase when I was
Wow.
like 16.
Strong. Okay. What about at the age of 21? What would your tattoo have been at age 21?
Oh, man.
I was working at the first radio station that I worked at. I think I probably would have got that tattooed.
Oh, you would at a radio station?
The
That'd
logo.
been terrible. Yeah, I've worked at so many stations that are not even in existence now.
Probably because I thought I was in love with the girl that I was with. Probably her name, which is terrible.
Oh, that'd have been terrible.
Yeah.
I think I'd have gotten a natural light tattoo. So imagine if I had Dawkins and Natty Light.
Oh my gosh, you would have to grow a mullet. You could never not grow a mullet.
I grew up with some guys
Yeah.
that had Bush beer tattoos.
Yeah.
They loved Bush beer.
Yeah.
That's what we drank. And they got the Bush beer tattoos. I bet those guys still have them to this day.
You can tell the era I lived in southeastern Ohio. These would have been the tattoos I would have had. And you know what? Today, they'd be like, oh, no, I don't get the problem.
I think it looks great.
That's good ink right there.
They're still getting Natty Light tattoos in Logan today.
They call it good ink.
Good ink, yes. What about at the age of 27? What would that tattoo have been that you would have put on your body?
27, I was on the show for about a year, so honestly, I would have probably put anything on my body at that point.
Anything, huh?
Probably. If you would have said, hey, Jbird, put my face on your back, I'm like, all right.
Okay. I think at 27, sometimes like nostalgia starts to kick in a little bit because you're now getting thrown into the world of work and responsibility and maybe kids, and you long for when you were like 21 or 20 and didn't have so many responsibilities. I think mine probably would have been an Ohio State Buckeyes tattoo because as I got away from Ohio, I got more nostalgic about where I was from. So I think that probably would have been the tattoo I would have gotten at 27 if I could have and would have.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was in a big McDonald's run during that point, so probably the Golden Arches, honestly. If you're talking 26, 27, I could see the big Golden Arches on my back.
Okay.
Definitely.
Any thought for you, Virginia, what you would get for a tattoo?
Oh, I was engaged to a guy, and the family was very strong Miller Lite, the beer ties.
Yeah, right.
So I probably would have got a Miller Lite tattoo.
Imagine if you had a Miller Lite tattoo and NWA. Wow.
Such a mess.
Whoa.
She's a keeper.
Man. And then at the age of 35, I think really kind of the tattoos you would have got says a lot about where you are. At 35, at that point, I would have chosen probably kids' names.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So it really kind of shows at each stage of your life, I think it has a big determination what kind of tattoo you get.
Yeah, I think, okay, when did I get my tattoo? About 4 years ago, maybe? That's how long. I got the cardinal eating the pizza, and you're right, it was more of a spiritual, mature kind of it wasn't, me trying to put the
mature tat,
getting the golden arches on my back.
I think the interesting thing about that, at least as I look at my life, and I wonder if this is the same for everybody else, I would have made much better tattoo decisions after the age of 25 than I would have made before. I would regret almost every tattoo before the age of 25. After 25, if I had a Buckeye tattoo, I'd be like, oh, cool. Kids' names, okay, cool.
Buckeye tattoo is cool.
Yeah.
Dawkins is... That's rough.
Can you imagine if I had Dawkins
or Kiss,
Natty Light, and then throw in a Scooby-Doo? You'd be like, what?
You'd have to try to come up with something to cover up Dawkins. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
You don't cover up Dawkins.
I guess.
Okay, so what would be your tattoos at every different age? If you'd like to chime in, you can. Just head to the KVJ Show Facebook page. You can go there and just look for the KVJ Show.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach. Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in your Dirt of the Day, are you supposed to be in a rap video when you're 14? Probably not. But Kim Kardashian, I guess, is revealing that she was.
It depends on what you're doing in the video.
True. Normally, though, when you think about a rap video and a set, and it's just, whoa, parties and crazy and booty shaking.
And you're talking about Kim Kardashian.
And then you're talking about Kim Kardashian. We'll get into it coming up in your Dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Talking about the tattoos you get at the different stages of your life if you were allowed, and this pretty much sums it up. Somebody texted in and said, at 5, I would want a portrait of the Spice Girls. At 15, I would have wanted a weed leaf. That seemed to be like the most popular thing. At 21, would have wanted Snooki's mugshot on my butt. At 27, I wanted a mustache on my right pointer finger so I could hold it up to my nose and look like I had a mustache.
All solid answers, my friend.
Yes, all solid. It would be amazing what we would have on our bodies right now if we could do that. A lot of the kid characters and all that kind of stuff, yeah, obviously at the age of 5. Kind of like with Virginia, people are saying like a Teddy Ruxpin or something like that. Care Bears.
Was I the only one
SpongeBob.
that thought Teddy Ruxpin was horrifying? And that talking bear, sometimes it would go off in the middle of the night and start talking. It was just terrifying.
Somebody texted in this. I can see a lot of people doing this. I would have gotten the lamest sleeve of emo and punk bands. You look at them now, you go, it's so embarrassing. Just like, who is that?
Emo.
It's Panic at the Disco. So, yeah, if you want to jump on the conversation, you can just go to our Facebook page. Coming up right after the dirt, you're going to find out the 3 songs you need to know to win $5,000 today. It's the KVJ 5K Triple Play. Listen coming up right after the dirt to find out those 3 songs. Then when they play in order later on today, be call number 9 and you'll win $5,000.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Coming up in a second, we'll talk about Kim Kardashian in a Tupac video at the age of 14. Wow. It sounds like she did not tell her parents either, which is scandalous. Okay. How do you pull that off? Kanye West had his Sunday service in Wyoming yesterday, and the place was packed. They publicized it that it was free to come out. Kids, grown-ups, anybody could come be a part of the early Sunday morning service. There was massive lines to get in. They say thousands of people showed up to the Buffalo Bill Center in Wyoming.
Do we know why Kanye's at the Buffalo Bill Center in Wyoming?
I think he bought a ranch out there.
Okay.
Remember he stayed at one of those fancy ranches?
He's working on an album or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like there or
he was
Montana
working on an album
odd.
there, yeah. And then he bought the whole entire ranch.
I think a lot of these artists are doing that now, where they build their own studio out in somewhere peaceful and just kind of get lost.
Yes.
Doing it that way.
Well, I think it's because, anymore they're realizing if you're a creative, if you live in Los Angeles or one of those cities, you just can't get out of you got to rush here, run here, got to do this. And you'll get that call, be like, hey, we need you at this spot in LA at 2 today. But if you're in Wyoming, you're going, bro, I'm in Wyoming.
I'm in Wyoming. I'm just chill.
What's in Wyoming?
Nothing.
That's it. Yeah, there's nowhere to rush off to when you're in Wyoming.
Well, he's literally in this giant field with all these thousands of people.
Yeah.
And as far as what they sang, they did a lot of Nirvana covers. They did Smells Like Teen Spirit and Come As You Are, along with some other traditional prayers in the mix as well. I think we have a little bit of it.
Okay. All right.
A fun fact, 23 counties are in Wyoming.
That is a fun fact. How long
Someone's playing on Google again.
How long do we think before Kanye gets himself a compound and has about 100 followers living there?
I think he's already trying to do it. Remember, he was building those little round houses on his property.
Wow.
And then the building code enforcement came out. They're like, what the hell are you doing? Did you have permits to build these things? No. Take them down. Okay. Like, he's trying.
I think Kanye's putting together a little cult or something out here.
Yeah, I think Kanye's got too much money. He's lost touch.
When he orders up a bunch of grape Kool-Aid, we're in trouble.
I don't blame him. I'm looking at some of the stuff that Wyoming's got to offer. It's beautiful.
You might want to go and join Kanye.
Beautiful country out there.
Yeah, might be good for you.
Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds are teaming up to do a musical. They're going to be doing A Christmas Carol, the Charles Dickens classic. They're going to do it with the same guys that did Daddy's Home, and multiple studios right now are currently bidding on it. I would totally be into that.
Okay.
Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, a musical Christmas Carol? Yeah. And finally here, Kim Kardashian, I guess, snuck out to go be in a Tupac video when she was just 14 years old.
When I was like 14, I was in a Tupac video. It was like 1994. First of all, we lied and said we were like 18 probably. I definitely looked 18. We were like models walking down a runway. It wasn't like we were in bikinis like by the pool or anything like that. We were literally walking down a runway, and it was Kim Stewart, me, Courtney, and maybe like 1 or 2 other of our friends. And it was, I think, maybe for a soundtrack.
Okay.
Okay, not too bad. How long was that clip?
That was 28 seconds.
I only counted 7 likes.
Okay.
All right.
And you didn't get up and have to walk out in disgust.
Because my back hurts. I really wanted to. I lost my edge today.
Didn't have enough to roll out of here.
I didn't have enough.
Yeah.
It's progress. And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Okay. Your celebrity birthday's going on today. Happy birthday to Anthony Mackie. He's the one Avenger who you don't really know his name.
Is he the Hawkeye?
There you go. Okay, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
People get so mad.
You guys don't even know.
All I know is he's got a wingsuit and he flies around. Yeah.
People get so mad when we get super stuff wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm not a super fan of superheroes, but I do like him.
If he flies around, then I'm wrong.
He does fly around, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong.
Hawkeye's the guy with the bow and arrow.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm not sure exactly what his superhero name is.
I mean,
he without a doubt is the most low budget of the Avengers, and he's actually more low budget than Hawkeye.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just personally, in my opinion. Jason Alexander, who was on Seinfeld and in Pretty Woman, is 60 today.
George Costanza.
Yeah, and I saw it, we were talking about how much Netflix is now paid for Seinfeld, and how does Hulu feel about that? Well, apparently somebody dug into Hulu's top 10 shows, and Seinfeld's not one of them.
Really?
Yeah, so...
I didn't even know Hulu had it.
Right. So is it a statement on Hulu not having enough viewers, promoting it enough, or is it a commentary on Seinfeld that maybe Friends has aged better than Seinfeld has and it's more popular?
I don't know.
I think it's all of that.
Okay. Just wondering what's going on there. I was like, ooh, okay, so maybe Netflix overpaid.
But maybe a lot of people don't know that that's even on Hulu. No one in
Yeah.
this room knew that at all.
I don't have Hulu. I'm not going to get
True.
Hulu.
Yeah.
I already have Netflix. I'm excited about it coming to Netflix.
Okay, who knows? A little belated birthday shot. I got one for Chase and Jensen Beach. Turned 8 on Saturday from Dad Lexi. Cricket and Booyah. Also got a happy 23rd birthday to Alexa from Mom, Dad, Jay, Brooke, Beckham, Cody, Tyler, Sammy, Mako, and Enzo. Happy birthday to Alexander from Vanessa, Dante, and the whole family.
Yeah.
Happy 18th of my firstborn, Ashley, from Mom, Matt, Alex, and Max. There's her photo on KVJ TV.
Aw, happy 18th.
Also, Rob is turning 30 from your wife. I love you so much. Flo sent that in.
Flo.
Happy birthday, Patty. Love Tori, Doug, Clint, and Shuri from Victoria. Also, happy 32nd birthday to Steffi from Danielle. And a birthday shout out to my mom, Sherry. It is her 46th birthday. So there you go. Some of the birthdays that you got there. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show? Just let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Oh, yeah. Welcome to your Monday morning KVJ show. We got Dennys in here. How you doing today, Dennys?
Doing well.
Good. Glad to see him here. He's all ready to go for this. He's all fired up. I can see.
Something's wrong with our camera. It's a close-up on me and Denny's nostrils right now.
It's so zoomed in. That's why it caught me off guard when you addressed me.
Oh,
Take
yeah?
that off of our face.
It's like zoomed all the way. I think Suits
Seems
is
like
coming.
we had a little weird stuff with the equipment going on around
See
here.
my pores up in here, Suits.
Yeah.
All right, there we
There
go.
we go,
All right,
there
we're
we
back,
go.
Coach. As you were, Kevin.
Okay, here we go. All right, what we got is a little round of Think Fast here. Let's see how your brains are moving here this morning. I'm going to give you something in a category, and Suits and I are going to judge whether or not it is a good answer in that category. Okay.
Good luck to all involved.
Jbird is sitting in the back of the studio because you know he clearly plans on obviously screaming every single answer that he's going to have.
So annoying.
I think who won last week?
Me.
Yeah. It wasn't you.
Sit down.
Glad you brought it up, though, yeah. It was somebody not named Jason. So, there you go.
Trying to brag.
Yeah.
Getting it
I was
wrong.
just trying to figure it out.
Why don't you figure it out before you start talking? You look dumber.
That's not my act.
That's not my act. Okay, what about this? Think fast. It's something that you might take out into the woods that starts with the letter A.
Ashes.
Give it to Jbird there with his scream.
What do you say? Axe? Oh, an axe.
That's what I was going to say, but it was so quick.
Real quick. I almost like I knew what Kevin was gonna say.
Okay. All right. Bird gets the first one.
Oh, I'm here to play, y'all.
Okay.
Kevin has to tell me what you say because I can't understand you.
Yeah.
I'm in your head. I'm in the witch's head.
Okay. Next up, think fast. It's known to get ladies excited. And it starts with the letter D.
Dong.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what else to say.
Jeez, I saw Virginia almost say it too.
I thought of 3 things I couldn't say.
I mean,
Yeah, there's a few.
There's 3 specifically I thought of that I could not say.
and parents can't get mad.
Not
at me.
everybody was thinking diamond first?
No.
Really?
I was thinking the dodo originally. I took out a letter there.
Okay, yeah. Really? Okay. Diamond? It's not.
No, we were all going in the gutter with our mommy.
Imagine that, huh?
That's why everybody froze.
And parents.
The girl's best friend? No.
Parents can't get mad because we're going on pure instinct and reaction.
What?
Jbird
What are
is-
you babbling about from the corner of the room?
I don't know, but I know that I'm winning.
He is 2-zip.
It's annoying.
Okay, next up. It's something you might use your fingers for that starts with the letter W.
Water. Winning.
Whittling, winding.
I'll go with
Whittling.
Whittling? Yeah, we can go with whittling.
What did you say? Water?
I said water than women, and either one would work.
No.
Fine.
Yeah, we don't like that answer. No.
That's fine.
It was like a major stretch. I'm trying to figure out how, and I'm like, yeah. I already gave you one dirty answer, so I'm not giving you another one.
That's what I meant. I meant like a massage.
Yeah.
You're making Kevin squint and think more. Stop it.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm not. Just aren't feeling it. We're not feeling it.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next up here, Jbird with the 2-1 lead over his boy Dennys. Virginia, you have to get on the board and think fast.
Oh, mijo.
It starts with the letter J, and you'll need at least 2 balls to do it.
Juggle.
Denny's ties it up. Wow. Denny.
Ooh, that was close.
Has the witch been eliminated?
Yes, she has. It's a tiebreaker now between Jbird and Dennys.
Ooh.
They're dubbing it mijo versus mijo.
No, you're dubbing.
Miho versus me slow.
Oh, now she's got jokes now because she's been eliminated.
She's not
Relax.
She actually is happy. She didn't even want to play. She's just. This is more what she wants to do. Just sit back and
Let me
make fun
write
of
some
you.
insults real quick.
She's like, thank God I'm limited. I could just really focus on insulting Jbird.
I noticed you're still wearing that stinky hat.
All right.
I mean, I got nothing. Let me play my game.
Okay, here we go. This is for the championship here, and think fast.
Come on, Dennys.
It starts with the letter B, and it could be a part of your house.
Brain!
Bricks.
Bricks!
Denny!
Oh, Dennys!
Wow! Oh, man.
What did you say? Brain?
Brain. Dang it!
It throws me off too.
It does.
Because then I'm thinking about brains.
Wow.
Mijo, well played.
Goes from
Good
Virginia
game.
over to Denny's here.
About clammy.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
wanted it too, and I like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Coming up here, we got call them outs. I guess we got plenty of people to call out here today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got someone to call out that we're almost certain that they work here and they did something unspeakable.
Unspeakable.
Yeah.
Okay, we're calling out coworkers.
I think on a different floor, but me and Denny's we were a victim on Friday.
Wow. Okay.
I wonder what happened.
Oh, tune in.
Okay.
I work here. I got to stay.
All right, good.
We've got that, and also coming up here, we got another "What Do You Want to See Us Do" challenge. Somebody has challenged Jbird to tie a tie.
Oh.
I don't have a tie.
This might be the toughest one yet.
Oh, we do have a tie. Damn it, we have a tie.
Yeah, we do have a tie.
And we have suits as a backup.
And a shot collar. Yeah, so we got both. So I imagine they'll probably go hand in hand somehow. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Did you get that email about someone who really wants to shock my neck? They want to put the collar on my neck and shock me.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those.
Literally on the jugular.
Yes. That's good.
Sounds safe.
That's happened a
I
couple
don't
times.
think we can do it.
They put it on a dog's neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's a great point, Virginia. Thank you.
And it's really not fair. If you've ever rode the White Lightning, this thing that we have, they should not put this on animals. This is cruel.
All these Johnny-come-latelys, they always think we're faking about the shock. I mean, that is the worst thing we've ever had for a shocker.
It goes in your bone.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
That sounded weird.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
sorry.
I was like,
You know
I have
what
nothing
I
to say to that.
meant.
Yeah.
Right in it.
I really,
You knew what I meant.
Yes.
What's hot now on the KVJ show?
It's interesting to see people scrambling who missed the announcement right after 7:10 for the KVJ 5K triple play, trying to find out what the 3 songs are. You got one chance to hear them every single day. It's going to happen right about 7:10 a.m. here on the KVJ show. We're going to tell you a song from the 2000s, from the 10s, and one from today. Then when you hear those songs in order later on the day, you just call up be number 9 with those 3 songs in that order. You tell us what it is. You got it. You get $5,000. Just like that. Bam. Pretty awesome. People go, oh my gosh, I gotta find. So it's interesting. People are in the chat room of YouTube. Be like, okay, what are they? So if you're watching KVJ TV and you're on YouTube there, and you're in the chat room that we've got, people are in there giving the answers. I can't help that. That's just gonna happen. But that'll give you another reason to watch KVJ TV, because if you miss it, you got to go scramble there to try to get the 3 songs.
And it's so well worth a little research time. I mean, $5,000 every day.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Right here in South Florida, that's it. It's local winners, all local winners right here in South Florida. You got to at least be listening to 97.9 WRMF to do it. So that's how it's going to be going. It's not a nationwide contest. It's something that's local. Got another chance for you to pick that up again tomorrow morning at 7:10. Listen up for the 3 songs in the KVJ 5K triple play.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Okay, we got our call 'em outs going on here today. Who do you need to call out and for what? Jbird, you were saying this might even be a coworker that is in your call-outs here today?
Well, the dude looked familiar, so I've seen him in the building before, and we know the floor that he was coming off of. It's me, Dennys, and this guy gets in there. He lets out the biggest fart, doesn't say anything, and then walks right out of the elevator like it was nothing, and it smelled terrible, and he had a bit of a puff to his walk. Puffs chest out. He did. He had some swag to his walk.
He elevator farted on you?
He had a real puff going on, huh?
Not only did he fart and it smelled bad, he farted to the point where it was loud to me, and Dennys were like, what?
You heard it, and then you smelled it.
We heard, that's usually how it works. We heard him fart, then we smelled it. We were looking at each other, kind of laughing. He walked out. I mean, doesn't that cat work here?
Yeah, I think he does. We've seen him before.
Pretty sure he works on the 3rd floor.
Wow. I'm brazen.
3rd or 4th floor is where this guy works at. We've narrowed it down to 2.
We're just guessing, maybe.
So he was on the elevator already when you got on?
No. We were on the elevator coming back from the 5th floor. He gets off of the 3rd floor. He gets on with us, so he goes down together. But by the time we were down 3rd, down to 1, he farted and then left and walked out the lobby with a swag to his walk.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaking out.
And if we do see him, we will point him out.
Was the fart worse than the one that my wife hit you guys up with when you're on the service elevator, you and Dennys?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's not even close, actually. That still wakes a man up at night.
Oh, yeah.
We were, I can't remember what was going on. We were in the service elevator, myself and the Mexican Queen, and we were walking out, the doors open, and magically there was Jbird and Dennys. I think it actually might have been, was there a hurricane going on and the AC was out? So it was a very hot building, if I remember right.
Oh, no.
So she farts, and they walk in, and I was like, oh, no. And I see the door closing right as it's about ready to close to the point where you can't hit the door open. You hear them go, oh my gosh. And then it shuts, and for 5 floors you can hear them scream.
And that elevator's slow.
Oh, it takes 5 minutes.
These screams still wake us up.
The air in there was like gasoline fumes.
I'm not even kidding you. My entire life, your wife has the number 1 and 2 slot of the worst fart I've ever been involved in. And both times are during hurricanes.
Yeah. She's got mine, too. We were going to get on a cruise ship, and there's an escalator, but it's one of those skinny escalators, so you have to line up in single file. And I wasn't thinking. I forgot the power of her. I wasn't being smart. So she was on the escalator right in front of me, and if you ride an escalator and you're right behind somebody, your eye is basically butt level.
Oh yeah.
And she released.
Yes.
And I wanted to fall back and just not care about all the people that were going to fall like dominoes. I could not believe it. I ate it.
That's a different story than the Fort Lauderdale one, and you were in the car with us for that.
Yeah.
I was all the way in the back seat.
She locked the door.
She was driving, right?
She locked the door.
And the windows.
On purpose, I think, to kind of just see the world burn.
This is fart terrorist. Yeah, it's terrible.
So I think he's on the third floor. I'm sorry, the fourth floor. Dennys thinks he's on the third floor because he thinks he's seen him come off the third floor. So we don't know where this cat works.
Okay.
But we do know that he's part of this building somehow.
We know what you did.
Yes, and I will point him out. Kind of like how Virginia likes to point other people out when they do stuff.
You're going to do this. Got a lot of traffic issues here that people are calling out. Somebody said, so last night at 6, I was at the intersection of North Lake Boulevard and Mount Holly, and a really aggressive, crazy driver swung from the far right lane all the way to the left lane and slammed on the brakes in front of me, causing me to crash into him.
No.
Then he jumped out of the car and tried to get me out of the vehicle and wanted me to fight him. I was in a Home Depot rental van trying to get home from a day of work when all this happened. Because I beeped at him because he was sitting on his phone texting at the light, and I just wanted to go home. And so he flipped me the bird, then pulled onto the road. Sounds like he almost tried to make the guy crash and then picked a fight with him. That's the ultimate road rage, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there are people that will run you off the road.
When somebody's like, I will crash my vehicle and risk a person's life, and then on top of it, then I'm going to try to, like, what is going on in your life? What kind of an anger ball are you that you would think that's the right move? And you were texting and driving, and somebody,
and now you've got to stay, and the police report, and the drama, and the weeks of aggravation, and now your car's all smashed up. Like, what? You're an idiot.
That person's one bad fast food order away from just totally losing their mind.
That shows you what's out there.
Exactly.
Be careful.
Somebody said that if anybody has any footage of this, please help me out because I'm trying to approve this. I'm a father of 5, and it's going to be a lot of cost. Can't afford to have my insurance go up. So this would have been, I think, tail end of last week, North Lake Boulevard and Mount Holly. So there you go, about 6 o'clock. They're asking for help for that. Somebody else said, I want to call out the driver of the Chevrolet that hit me, pulled out front of my brother on his motorcycle, then ran him over. He's in the ICU right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Crazy motorist.
That's terrible. It breaks my heart.
Then somebody else with a call him out said, I was sitting at a red light near the parking lot of a CVS, and this guy needed to get out of the parking lot, and I was the guy to let him on the road. Well, he takes his sweet time driving out. More importantly, he doesn't wave thank you. I was so appalled by this that as soon as he was in front of me, I honked my horn, and not just honked, I held on the horn. People were staring at me. He's still not waving. Once we got to a red light, he was next to me. He looked at me and yelled, "What's your problem?" I then yelled back, "You didn't wave." Am I wrong to have reacted this way, or was he deserving of the honking?
No one owes you a wave. You're crazy.
Yeah,
Sit down.
I'm like, I mean, is it really worth it? Yeah, so what? They didn't wave.
You laid on the horn because they didn't wave. Thank you.
You better wave to me.
Oh, my God.
You can't expect someone, if they don't have, courtesy, then
just let them go.
Right.
And then you just go and realize it doesn't matter.
Why are we fighting about this stupid stuff?
Why are you looking for a wave?
Another call out here today is about the weather. Hey, Suits, you got an update on the storms going on out there? Because I know Boca Steve sending me tweets that
Hurricane Karen.
Well, there's something that's like that could possibly take a due left. Like hurricane should. It's like it has its turn signal on, and could be heading to the left and would hit us by this weekend or something.
But how awesome was that windy weather this week? I love the windy weather.
It
was beautiful.
Somebody's
out.
calling it out saying I tried to go skydiving yesterday, but it's too windy. So.
I love the weather.
Me too. I'd like to just sit outside and feel it on my face.
Me too. I was drinking lemonade, doing that all weekend.
Well, vodka lemonade. But
Yeah, Virginia doesn't just have lemonade.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, lemonade is a mixer. That's in the category of mixers for her. In fact, you can look at pretty much every beverage that's out there. Virginia sees it as a mixer. Yeah, coffee is a mixer for her Baileys.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, ginger ale. You wouldn't drink ginger ale on your own. You'd have to mix something with it.
Ginger ale goes nice with gin. I put the gin in ginger ale.
Suits, what's going on?
So I think we actually just set a record for the most tropical cyclones in the Atlantic at one time.
Yeah, it seems
so
right.
many
Every
of
year
them.
we have the most violent storms, the most storms, the worst storms.
There's like 6 different areas they were following out there.
And next year we'll break records again.
Oh, absolutely. I think most of them are no threat to us. The only one I think is this storm Karen that it's going to go through like just north of Puerto Rico, kind of through the Virgin Islands, and they don't really know yet if it's going to take a hard left. Some of the models have it taking a hard left, which will bring it toward us, and other ones going straight north. We just don't know yet what it's going to do. It's too soon to tell.
I'm afraid of a Karen. She's the quiet girl that works in accounting, very unassuming. You never expect anything out of her, and then bam, one day she just goes off and loses it on people at work.
It is an unassuming name that,
she's bottling it up.
You don't think much about Karen until Karen becomes a real problem, and then you can't believe what a headache she really is.
Karen will take you out.
She might poison you very slow.
Yeah, she poisons the coffee pot.
And Karen has cats.
Oh, so many.
She's got like 5.
She's got more than she's allowed to have in her building.
Yes.
She's breaking the rule.
That's why it's going to be a cat 5 because that's how many cats Karen has.
She's breaking the rule, but she's doing it because it's the right thing to do in her world.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Jeez.
Keep your eye on Karen.
I'll watch Karen for you guys.
Okay. A couple other call them outs here today. I want to call out all the parents who have been sending their kids to school with the stomach bug and passing it on to us teachers.
Yeah, that's a messed up thing.
Mm-hmm. I heard you having a little debate the other day about that, Virginia, because Rocco was yakking the night before, and you guys are going to pass him off to school, and then
He was fine. He was fine the next day. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, just who knows?
I think kids just yak.
Kids do just barf at anything, and I don't know why they are so barfy. Yeah, something about that age.
Kids and cats, they barf a lot.
Yeah, they do. We got, let me see, somebody else who's calling out the man baby who chose to have his bachelor party at Hot Shots Paintball and then proceeds to complain on Facebook that he got shot too many times and is in pain. Maybe you should have gone to a strip club. Pity party for one.
Don't go to the paintball and complain.
Yeah, if you play paintball, you're going to get hit and it's going to leave a mark.
Yes.
Duh.
Okay. Let me see. We got a couple other column outs here. Somebody said, I'm calling out my professor at FAU, who's a huge jerk. He's a disgrace to special education. Shame on them for terrorizing graduate students. That's very personal.
What happened there? Something, bad grading of a paper?
There's a big old story behind whatever happened on that one.
Crazy.
Yes. All right. Something else that we missed here that you want for a column out. We got some positive column outs as well. Little good stuff to talk about. 877-979-WRMF. Michelle here from Port St. Lucie. Got another one of these traffic column outs. What happened with you, Michelle?
So we were making a left-hand turn through an intersection, and a undercover police officer, we could see this SUV coming, towards us, and it was he got into the left-hand turning lane, which was free because they were sitting at a red light. And he went through the turning lane, came out into oncoming traffic, no lights or anything, and then proceeded to cut everybody else off to make a right-hand turn and didn't switch his lights on until he got on the street that he needed to get on. Like, totally cutting everybody off, scaring the crap out of everybody because he was going into oncoming traffic.
Oh.
But, yeah, no lights, nothing.
So many people on meth.
Ow. Yeah, that is the number one call out we have is for people driving. So just, try to keep your eyes on the road and be a courteous driver out there.
Just don't freak other people out, too. That's scary when people see a car coming at them.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, well, we got the positive stuff. We'll get to that. We got all the bad stuff out of the way. A couple of good shout-outs coming up next here on the KVJ Show. Okay, here we go. We got some good stuff to talk about here today. Some positive call-em-outs. Somebody said I wanted to call out the Emmys last night. They were hilarious. Okay.
Okay, that's
So
good.
I thought they were a lot of fun. I thought Kimmel and Colbert were good. They went up there. Now, keep in mind, they didn't have any host. They decided to go hostless for this, and that was the point that they had made. Also, a column out here. Somebody said, yeah, we had to bring our 10-month-old to the pediatric ER last night after a horrible fall.
Oh.
The staff at Palms West are simply phenomenal. Thank you all for being so wonderful, making such a horrible experience a little more bearable. That's nice.
Yes.
Also, on Thursday, you gave our daughter Ida a shout out for her school election. I want to let you know she did it. She is president of the entire student body. Yeah,
wow.
Way to go, Ida.
Okay, Ida, let's make some changes in that cafeteria. We want more snacks. We want more little treats.
Mm-hmm. She wants to thank you guys for the support, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I told you guys on Friday for the Feel Good Friday about the college student who was smart enough to put up that sign on College Game Day on ESPN asking for beer money, and then when he got a ton of it, he donated it to a children's hospital in Iowa City.
Beautiful story.
That account has now received more than $1 million. Wow. That he's given away, and they talked about him again on College Game Day this Saturday, and somebody even made his own beer. So he's like he's like the king of Iowa.
Yeah, I think he's got his own face on the beer cans.
He does, yeah.
I think Anheuser-Busch stepped up.
Yes.
Put his face on cans, and now he's got like a year supply of them.
It's great. So he's winning, and that was smart by the beer.
He won so much.
And you remember that billionaire who promised to pay off the student loans for the entire graduating class of Morehouse College?
Yes.
He's now expanded that to offer to pay off the student loans of their parents as well. It's going to cost about $34 million for him to do that.
Their parents, too?
Yes. Students and their parents, $34 million he's going to drop on paying off those loans.
Wow.
I got to figure out my student loan. I thought it was done, and Virginia, it's not.
All you have to do is call them and ask for a statement.
No, but I got to go down to my bank and sit with them and figure out where the money's coming. We can't even figure out where this account's coming from. We got to get someone in logistics. Really got to get in there and figure it out.
This is so basic banking.
It's not. I'm telling you, there's something weird about this account. No one can figure out where this money's coming from.
It's a mystery, Virginia. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for all the call 'em outs. Now, Jbird has got other problems more than just student loans. Remember how we were talking last week about the ex-girlfriend that reached out to him and said, hey, would you like to have dinner with myself and my husband? We're like going, okay, that's just kind of weird. Why would you do that, have dinner with an ex and their now spouse? And it just seems
It doesn't seem like
and-
there's anything in it good for you.
But it's not like
They want something.
Oh, they do.
Do they want a threesome?
I think that they're in an open relationship. Well, I know that they're in an open relationship.
They-
And
What?
Some of the,
What? Right?
Some of the stuff that she had written me, we can't even talk. I can't even say it on the actual airwaves.
Okay, so
So when's the dinner?
Take us to where this was, because you had just gotten a message on
email.
social media,
Yeah.
email saying, "Hey, we'd love for you to do dinner," and then you responded. Walk us through the correspondence. Like, what was said?
So I came back. I didn't really respond at all. I came back here and I told the story, and then she sent me another email, and then I responded to with, "Hey, it'd be great to see you, but I'm not going to be available this weekend." And I kept it very, very benign. And I think she was drinking later on, either in the evening, because she sent me another message.
What
Basically,
time?
This was right around 10 p.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 p on a Friday. And basically what she had said was, she's staying in PGA National right now. I guess they have hotels there.
They do.
So she's staying there with her husband. She said, oh, he's going to be playing golf all weekend long. Why don't you come over to the hotel room? We'll have a drink, catch up on old times. And then she explains to me how her husband doesn't care about this stuff. They're both in an open relationship. And then she goes on to tell me a certain detail that had happened. I don't know how much I can say, but it got very, very graphic. And she ended it with, don't freak out because my husband would be into this. To the fact that I guess her husband loves for her to be desired.
Is that the holding?
I think they're swingers, Kev.
Oh, wow.
So I know that they're listening to the show. They're absolutely listening because she brought up the fact that I have terrible back problems and that I can get my back healed from her.
What kind of twisted world have you got yourself into, Pennington?
This was out of the blue, and it was ever since we did that girlfriend bit. The guess the ex bit.
All of his exes who are now swingers.
Not all of them, just that one. And we're talking about when I was like 22 years old.
Well,
that's when
goodness.
we were, and we didn't date that long.
Thank goodness you're finding out what they're up to before you say showed up to see her.
Not showing up.
Well, maybe if she would have phrased this differently, you could have or would have showed up. If she would have phrased it like it was just
He'd
her.
have gotten the proposal in person.
He might have, been involved in something and had the husband walk in and join him.
That's so not my cup of soda. None of this is what I'm into. This is not my thing. But I do know that they're listening. They are listening, probably right now.
Wow.
I think they like it.
Okay.
I think they like it.
And so just no more correspondence then?
I stopped corresponding. I got too weird, but I did want to tell you guys about it.
Okay, so if you guys want to talk to Jbird, you're going to need to call the request line right now, 877-979-WRMF.
I mean, I'll talk to him now on the air.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then call in.
Anybody looking for a unicorn? We got your guy.
I am not a unicorn. I'm a unicorn fritter.
Okay. Got some schools getting called out. This one I thought was kind of funny. There's a girl in St. Cloud, Minnesota that put on Facebook a post of what they decided to feed her for lunch. It was a handful of baby carrots, a packet of marinara sauce, and a hot dog bun with melted cheese on it. She posted the pics and she said, I thank God every day that my family has the money where I get to go home and eat actual food. There are kids at this school who this is all they get to eat. And we were given a hot dog bun with cheese. It's honestly sad to know that we go to school and pay around $3 for something that costs 50 cents to make. And some of the comments that have been on the Facebook post, somebody said, white bread, processed cheese, carrot sticks, and a sugary juice. The district nutritionist should be fired.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Oh, I could make it work. Cheese and a hot dog bun's not the worst thing in the world.
The school district issued a statement on Facebook. They said, oops, we goofed. Tried a new menu item today at lunch, and we hear it was not a winner. Going forward, we will gather input from our students on new menu options. Thanks for the feedback.
Is there a picture of this thing? I want to see if the outrage is worth it. Do you have it up?
Yeah, I got it right here if you want to check it out.
It kind of sounds like they just had they forgot to order the real food and they just put all kinds of scraps together and tried to pass it off as
you have the bag of the shredded cheese, like the Mexican cheese. It's the yellow and the white together. Yeah, it's basically an open hot dog bun that they made open face and they just took it and kind of melted down on the top.
It sounds like they forgot to order the hot dogs and the chili.
Right, yeah.
It was supposed to be chili dog week, and oops we forgot. Now we're just going to try to pass this off as a meal, and we got busted.
I'm not sure if they could do this at a school, but if they would have grilled them, it would have been like a grilled cheese, and that would have been way better, but that would have taken a lot more time. But then if you grill it like a grilled cheese, it's not that bad.
Okay. So maybe it's not necessarily what it is, it's how they prepared it.
Yeah, and I love carbs and cheese, so it's going to be tough for me to not defend it.
Where's the protein? There's no balance there,
No,
So it's okay, you guys obviously forgot to order hot dogs.
Yes.
We see you.
I like how they're trying to say it's a new item.
We tried a new menu item.
That is not, that's what you make when you're drunk and you have nothing else at your house, and you just kind of throw something together.
Yes,
it's insulting that
really
they put
is.
that out there, though.
It looked like one of those hurricane meals that we make.
I've made that meal before when there's not much and I come back from cocktails and karaoke.
Yeah, that's kind of what you do when you're drunk and there's nothing else in the cabinets.
Does this school system think that we're stupid, though, that we're going to see this and think, oh, they were trying a new menu item?
I think they do, yeah.
You guys are dumb.
Uh-huh.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second in your dirt, I will tell you all the latest going on with Joe Giudice or Giudice, however you want to say it, from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Is he getting deported or what? We'll give you the full scoop on that one in just a sec. Before we get into that, it looks like Britney Spears' conservatorship will remain with her dad for now. He is still in charge of all the money, despite his ex-wife, Britney's mom, Lynn, showing up in court on Friday, trying to get the conservatorship changed to somebody else. The judge did hear everybody out and decided that Jamie, her dad, should handle all of the business affairs. Now, he's he's not handling her personal affairs. There's another part of the conservatorship where this like counselor therapist is handling the details, specifically her medical stuff. But so far, the money stuff is still entirely being taken care of by her dad, Jamie. And then in January, he will get the whole thing back. It all goes back to him again. The medical stuff and the financial stuff. Several sources say Brittany is not doing well, that she's been going through weird cycles, and that she may be hitting rock bottom.
Again, how many times have you have this story out? This has been a story that's been out for 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird. If you watch her on social media, the videos she puts out, it's like sometimes scary almost. You're like, what is going on over there? Just bizarre. It looks like Taylor Swift is putting her money where her mouth is and canceled her appearance at this Melbourne Cup, Australia's horse racing event. She got word that they weren't treating the horses properly and pulled out of the whole entire festival, refused to perform, and took the loss on it. I think that PETA had originally reached out to her along with the Coalition for the Protection of Racehorses and said, look, you don't realize what they're doing to these horses. And when she did, she said that she would not be performing at that event. So, And finally here, Joe Giudice is currently being held by ICE, still in custody. Now, he finished his 40-month sentence for tax evasion and failure to provide proper truthful statements in this whole bankruptcy case. It was a whole financial thing that he defrauded the government, and so he went to jail for over 40 months, and now he's out. But because he is an Italian citizen, and I think if you commit like a crime of this magnitude, you can be deported when you get out. So that's where they're trying to do. They're trying to deport him back to Italy. He is currently appealing the decision of his deportation, but they are holding him still. He was trying to get out and be released pending the appeal, but the judge decided no, he will be kept behind bars while he appeals his decision. If he loses, he is going to be deported back to Italy. And that is what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
It's time for viral audio.
So had your kids, had your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, something every man hates when their wife calls out their drinking. Happened to Will Smith. He made the mistake of going on Jada Pinkett's show.
Uh-oh.
Wildly popular, and she put him on blast.
How often are you drinking alcohol?
Alcohol. That's my personal business, Jada. I respect that it's your show, but at the end of the day, this is a house that we share.
I know, I get it.
On vacation time.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Hey, on vacation, right? Come on.
Well, nobody over here is judging you, Will.
No.
We're on your side.
Because you've all been in trouble by your mates for drinking.
Yes.
You have too.
No,
in the past.
I'm single, dog.
Whatever.
I got to answer to nobody.
You have in the past.
I can drink. No, I've never been in trouble. Cite your source. Cite your source.
Whatever.
Cite your source. You're deflecting.
She wants you to be in trouble, too.
Yeah. You're just as bad as me.
What are you talking about? No, I am not.
We got Matt on here from Delray. Remember in the call 'em outs where somebody got called out for wimping out on paintball? They went there for their bachelor party or something like that, and they were complaining online about how many times they got hit. We've got Matt on here. He heard about it. He got called out. And this is a thing. If you do get called out in the call 'em outs, you can call us up and explain what's going on and maybe set things right. So, Matt, what exactly happened here? Explain to us why you're being called out for your paintball email.
Well, first of all, I'd like to know who said it first, but I doubt that will ever happen. They'll probably never admit who it was. But
yeah.
Essentially what happened was, I'm a competition guy, so I like to go out there and have competition with me and my boys. So we went paintballing, and then everything was fine, everything whatever. But at the end of it, they do this thing called the run of shame.
Okay.
And what that essentially is all your bachelors line up, and they're standing about 12 feet away from you.
Okay.
And they open fire. So
that's terrible.
Yeah, so they opened fired, and I got blasted.
Wow.
Absolutely blasted. So I put it on Facebook, and then I hear that somebody is doing the call-out thing. So
yeah,
as a reverse call-out, whoever did it, if they're still listening, I will pay you $1,000 to go out there and do exactly what I did and not complain about it.
I will do it. I'll do it. I will not complain. You can shoot me naked. I've been shot in the nards, man. I can take a punch.
These are your friends that like open fire?
The call out.
Is this a thing?
Yeah, it's an open fire.
So you just stand there and all your friends shoot you and you just take it?
No. You don't really just stand there. You try to make it from one side to the other side.
Oh.
And, it's pretty difficult to do when you have, we had, I think, 8 people out there, and they're all lined up. And the moment that they blow that whistle, you better start running.
Oh, I want to see what this is all about. You want a shot of this?
Oh, I want this so bad. I want all of you to try to shoot me. You can't shoot what you can't catch. I want the fight.
Oh, this sounds like fun. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I want all of you to have guns.
And just to let you know, Matt, your column out, it had said exactly, the text read, calling out the man baby who chose to have his bachelor party at Hot Shots Paintball and then proceeds to complain on Facebook that he got shot too many times and is in pain. Maybe you should have went to a strip club. Pity party for one. So that was your column out.
Do you happen to have a name on that text?
I will no.
He's
but
starting to sound like the guy from Taken.
Hold on real quick.
He's got a mission now. He wants to find out who this guy is.
Okay, I'll try to help you out there.
Who is this guy? Where's his address?
You may not want to give that info.
I know, yeah. I don't have a name, so don't worry about it. These are anonymous blasts.
I do like that idea, though.
Yeah. Margie, one real quick one here that you want to say. What did you want to call somebody out for here, Margie?
Oh, well, yesterday I was with my kids and my grandkids and some friends and their kids. So, I mean, the ranges of ages were from like 6 years old to from the kids to 16-year-olds. So we're at Longhorn and we're waiting outside, and this old lady, she's probably like 65 years old, hits the door and drops the biggest F-bomb in front of everybody.
Yes.
And then she turns around and she justifies that it's just a word. Why are you guys looking at me like that? It's just a word.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where we are. You go in public anymore, and that stuff comes out more frequently than it used to. And I think people are like going, I got the right to say whatever I want to say.
Well,
what are you going to do about it?
If you're going to say that, just know you're going to get clapped back. If you drop an F-bomb, in public. I mean, it happened at our sweet Dennys. Yeah, it was a bar/restaurant setting, but he dropped some F-bombs and he got called out by a parent, which was hilarious.
Yeah, most parents and grandparents don't appreciate you dropping at least the mother of all F words in front of their kids. And this kind of adds on to the teacher who had said, hey, I wanted to call out all the parents who are sending their sick kids to school, and now us teachers are getting sick. Saw this stat said 7 out of 10 parents say that they have sent their kid to school even when they knew their kid was sick. That's 70%.
Oh, yeah.
So she's basically calling out 70% of all parents then.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a juggle.
It's a juggle.
Because if you don't send them to school, you got to stay home with them. And what if your job won't let you? And now you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Yeah, I hear you. People don't want to. That's why they're getting sent there. But yeah, teachers don't like it. What are you going to do? All right. We have got a question here. What are you sniffing, Jbird? Look at the bloodhound over there.
Is somebody cooking biscuits?
I don't know. You probably smell the Cracker Barrel that's a half mile from here, honestly. With your sniffer, I don't know.
Why are you looking at me? I don't even have an oven.
I smell buttermilk. I can't even say it. I smell buttermilk.
That's all, folks.
Buttermilk biscuits.
Buttermilk.
I'm excited. I love the
I think it's probably the
biscuit.
Cracker Barrel. Somebody must have cracked a window.
All right.
Yes.
Simmer down, Buttermilk.
Buttermilk over there.
That should be your name.
We got an email. Austin from Wellington said, yeah, I know you guys do that segment. What do you want to see us do? Well, I'd love to see Jbird properly tie a tie. Okay. And
buttermilk biscuits, kind of my strong suit. Ties, not so much.
Not so much. And he wants to work the shot collar in here. So there you go. Okay. Let's see if he can do it. He said 2 minutes.
2 minutes to tie a tie?
Yeah, that seems.
Do you know how to tie? You know how to tie a tie?
Suits who ties the tie all the time. How long does it take you on average? You do under 30 seconds? About 30 seconds?
Really?
Okay, right about there. Suit says, 30 seconds. Easily under a minute, right? Not a problem. So if you had 2 minutes on the clock, you could probably do that. Yeah, he said, Suits is like in his sleep.
I already hate this bit because I know we're gonna get a terrible hate via text, but then we're gonna post it online, and that's when the real mean comments come out. Oh my gosh, you're so dumb! Because I don't know how to tie a tie. I'm terrible at this.
Virginia, do you think Jbird can do it in 2 minutes? Suit said that's a ridiculously ample amount of time to tie a tie.
I don't know if Jbird can do it, but I know Buttermilk can.
I struggle. Question: am I allowed lifelines? I know this sounds ridiculous. Anytime I'd wear a tie at Blue Martini, I'd have to have my dad or Dennys do it.
Okay, I will give you 2.5 minutes to find the quickest YouTube tutorial you can find.
I like it.
And then we're coming back, and you're tying a tie. Oh, yeah. Listen to Jbird over there. He's checking out his tie tutorial.
After you do this, you want to take the right end of the tie.
All right. So.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You got it, Buttermilk?
How you feeling about this, Virginia?
Not good.
I'm not feeling. This guy is so long-winded. I thought it was Virginia. I mean, the guy won't stop talking on his tutorial.
Okay.
Oh yeah, be mean to the guy who can't do a tie.
All
in front
right.
of his stutter.
Well, it was the email that we received here. It was awesome from Wellington for what do you want to see us do?
What do you want to see us do? The KVJ show is gonna do silly things for you. Check it out on Kvj TV. It's about to get weird. It's about to get goofy.
Okay, you can see it on YouTube right now, KVJ TV. Jump on there. You can watch this as Jbird will try to tie a tie. 2 minutes is on the clock here. So you'll be able to tie this. If you cannot tie it in 2 minutes, he is going to get shocked. So he's got to do it under pressure here. All right.
All right.
So you got this thing ready to go?
I don't know if I watched the best tutorial. I'm not gonna lie.
Why was that?
This guy was just so long-winded. He wouldn't get to the point.
Yeah, you only had 3 minutes there to try to get that down. When was the last time you said, have you ever won tie to tie yourself?
No, I mean I have tried.
Never once in your life you've tied
not successfully. It's never. When do I ever wear a tie unless I'm wearing a mustache suit? And then that's once in a blue moon.
And he's always got a man babysitter. It's either Suits or Dennys.
There's the meanness.
There's always somebody in charge of
A
watching,
man-sitter.
making sure he doesn't run in traffic.
There's the mean.
There's always a
comment.
handler on staff who's a real man.
Why you gotta be such a witch? Gosh, you are so mean. I'm trying to chase greatness over here.
Focus, Buttermilk.
Oh, focus. Focus. Please, will you focus on silence, please?
Okay, all right, we got the shot collar on and ready to go.
You may want to take off your headphones. That's just too much cord and drama. And...
I can't deal with the commentary from the witch. I can't do it. I can't.
I'm just trying to help you.
Got the shot collar on, Virginia. Do you have the trigger in your hand?
I do.
Of course she's got it.
Should we make sure it's working?
Stop it!
Here we go.
Come on, dude.
Has this been tested?
Suit says he can tie a tie in 30 seconds. Even if you're on cough medicine, he can do it in a minute. So 2 minutes is what you got here, Jbird.
It's the middle step.
Okay. All right. Can Jbird properly tie a tie in 2 minutes here?
I hate this because I know I'm going to fail at this thing. I'm going to get shocked, and then I'm going to get blasted from everybody who listens to the show.
So you're going to fumble around for 2 minutes, get shocked, and then we're going to ridicule you.
Yes!
Okay.
I think it's a great bit.
Who's in? I'm in.
I'm in. I mean, all day.
I'll go on this ride. Okay, here we go. Jbird, on your mark, get set, and go. Okay.
Buttermilk.
Jbird is tying the tie.
He's looping around.
Okay, he's done the thing where he's wrapped it around on the one side. Okay, so it's kind of like it's going backwards is kind of how he's doing it. He does have the part that makes it look like a tie. But no, now it's just kind of just wrapped up into a knot
now
around
it's just
his
a
neck.
noose.
That's how
He made a noose.
That one didn't work out. Yeah. Okay, so he's kind of getting it squared away. He's taking another run at it here. 30 seconds in here. He's got to 2 minutes to try to tie a tie. His first initial move, Virginia, is off.
Is it off?
Yes.
Is this off right now?
It's kind of like you're doing it backwards. You see how the skinny part went out the front?
Okay, so reverse engineer this thing.
Kind of reverse engineer what you're doing. If you did it backwards to how you're doing, I think that you would get
He
it.
tied a BTK knot.
I have a BTK knot.
Oh, now he's tied the tie in a knot, and he can't get the knot out of the tie there. You're just now at the 1 minute mark, so you've got 1 minute left here.
This is where I mess up right here, I think.
Okay, yes. Okay, now there you go. You're taking it, yeah, you know, there's a whole thing. I remember when my dad first, yeah, that just kind of went lazily over it. I remember my dad said, you got to kind of like take it, you got to run it around, you do this, you run it around the back end.
Back end, I like it.
Yeah, okay. And then you kind of just flip it, run it over the top there. Yeah, I think you're kind of getting back to where it's just backwards. You see how the skinny part again is out the front.
That knot, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you're down to your last 30 seconds
That's not
here.
it.
90 seconds in. Jbird trying to tie a tie here on KVJ TV. Not to get shocked here in about 20 secones.
Nothing? Doesn't it sort of does it resemble?
What you?
Did that work?
If you were a hobo.
This doesn't. Is that even close? I feel like it is sort of close.
Okay, all right.
I feel like a banker right now.
Virginia, that's the final. Oh, okay, he did. Yeah, okay. He had it, then he undid it.
I made fun of it. Did I get it? Did I ever
Your
get it?
time is up, Virginia. He had it, then he undid it, and then he had nothing tied at the 2 minute mark, which is what he had.
But did I have it though? Did I ever get it?
Did he actually? Would it qualify?
No. Sadly, you failed the challenge.
All right, real quick.
Yes.
I get that I failed it. We're going to shock me. People are going to ridicule me. That's all fine and great. But where do I go wrong? Real quick, if you get me to this one step, I got this. Forever. I'll lock it in.
The weird thing about tying a tie that I think would be tough for a lot of people is you can tie on yourself, but flipping it around, it's kind of like doing anything in a mirror. So for me, tying a tie, like if I have it on me, I can kind of tell you exactly what.
What's my step at right here? I go.
Okay.
Under?
If I have it on, so I have it like this, then I take the skinny part over the fat part in the front.
You know what? I'm just going to keep
over, not under.
I'm just going to have my man sitter take care.
Somebody's saying, where's the shock?
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We put it up kind of high.
Oh, you did?
I mean, that's what Dennys told me to do.
Okay. Well, whatever Denny says goes.
You ready, Buttermilk?
By the way, Buttermilk, I like that nickname. So.
Me too.
It is kind of catchy.
In 3, 2, 1, bring in the pain!
Okay. Doing my dance move again.
I think it really was the first step. You just went on the other side. You had to go with the other side and the other way. You just had to flip kind of your thinking on it, and then you might have been okay.
I think I can get it if I try that. I've never learned to do it. Kind of like I've never learned how to do stick shift.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I kind of want to, but then I realized, why would anyone want to do stick shift? How are you going to drink your soda if you're stick shifting?
You should only learn stick shift in case you get stuck in a car where you have to know how to drive stick shift. But for me, if you had a choice, like choosing automatic or a stick shift as a vehicle to purchase, of course you go automatic,
I mean,
right?
if you have a milkshake, how are you gonna? You're gonna stick shift and milkshake at the same time. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I used to. If you're completely have nothing else to do, stick shift is fine and fun because then you can focus on that. But otherwise, yeah, I finally got into an automatic.
But every time we talk about
what's
it,
the point? What am I doing?
We always get somebody. Oh, I could not live without my stick shift, and they go on this whole thing about.
But they like driving.
They do.
They like the sport of it. No, the wheels on the road and blah blah blah. No, I do not like driving. If I had my way, I would Uber everywhere.
Yes.
I would too.
That's the next
Everywhere.
step.
I'm a terrible driver.
Awful.
Mm-hmm. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, people were saying, hey, have we gotten an update on Jbird's ghost apartment? What is going on there with the townhouse that he lives in? And he had his ghost team over last week. We had played some EVPs. I'll get those back up again, including one that was troubling, an entity in a dark voice that, who is on Weird and Whatever with Jbird. He's got his psychic on there with him.
Vicky.
And Vicky was saying that, yes, this is something to watch out for. It's crazy stuff. And there is an update on just exactly what this thing might be and how bad it could be at Jbird's place.
There is an update. I've been told I can only say X amount of stuff, so I'm sure I'm about to blow it. I'm going to try to give you as much detail as I can without compromising the case.
Okay, well, it's some crazy stuff. So for people who want an update on what is going on at Jbird's
Sounds so
place.
official.
It is. They're talks of me going into a hotel.
Wow, apparently things are getting a lot worse.
Why don't you go to the PGA National? You got friends there.
No, the swinging couple, no.
Oh, yeah.
You're a mess.
3 people, 1 bed.
I know.
You're a disaster.
I know.
There's a lot of good stuff going on here. Yes, we'll tell you all the troubling stuff going on at Jbird's place next. Now, this is what was the most troubling is, there are other spirits, but there's one that they say is a dark entity, a possible demon.
There's been updates on all this. And again, like Metal Beard Dan in the chat room goes, why can't you talk about all this stuff? Why do you have to hold on to some information? Apparently, if I keep giving out too much information, this thing's going to grow and get bigger and bigger. I personally want to keep talking about it. I would like to get it bigger and grow. I want this on camera. I want the proof of something like this. So all the naysayers, we can talk about this stuff. We can actually analyze it. Now, we do have footage of this stuff. I have not seen it, but I have gotten back to what there's some.
Are we going to be able to talk about what was seen on the footage here in a second?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but we
because
can dance
if you're
around.
playing the audio of it,
I agree.
And the voice stuff, then I think talking about what the footage is.
I've been told that this is what I've got right here. This is what I can't
I don't
say.
fully understand ghosts, Virginia, but
I don't either, but I think you've opened a door that is dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I've been told that I have to stay at a hotel this week.
Okay.
Because we have to figure out if something's connected on me or if it's at the actual place. There's possibility that it's connected
So
on
you might
me.
have a demon riding shotgun with you right now, just sitting on your you may have a proverbial devil on your shoulder.
There might be something on me. We don't know yet. That's what right now we're getting a bishop involved, and I have to leave my place for a night, and I have to now be videotaped while I am sleeping at the hotel to see if something is coming at me or coming off of me during my sleep. Supposedly, what they have on camera, is some pretty creepy stuff.
You can see stuff?
That's what I've been told. I don't know how much more I can say. I've not.
Are we sure that this dark, ominous cloud while you were sleeping was not a night toot?
No, I don't think we're sure of anything.
Because that could happen.
Something is in your bedroom besides you, and they can see it on video.
Apparently, yes.
Is it your swinger ex-girlfriend?
It's not. and I again, I don't want to piss off Vicky because I want to be respectful.
Sure, yeah.
She's doing a very big investigation right now.
Yeah.
And she called me. She told me immediately on Sunday. She goes, "Call me right away, right now."
Mm-hmm.
She says she's been looking at the footage the entire weekend, and they do have quite a bit of stuff. Not only do they have quite a bit of stuff on footage, they've got EVPs.
Things came through on
Yes.
camera of what would be like a dark entity, like in your room, kind of messing with you. And if the demon is not riding shotgun on your shoulder, then he's definitely listening on the radio.
If he's connected to me,
Well, if there's a devil in town, this is probably his show.
I want to win the KVJ 5K triple play.
they think they know why I'm not sleeping.
Okay.
They think they know why. There's
Yeah.
Apparently, there's footage of one of the reasons why I'm not sleeping.
Okay.
And I have not. I
Can
have
you
not
say why?
seen it. There's something in my.
It's messing with you, like moving things
And
around.
they can see it messing with you?
All I know is what I've been told. I personally have not seen it. I have to go to.
So Vicky has told you that they have footage of the ghost or the spirit, evil, demonic spirit, doing things to keep you awake at night, things that would wake you up, messing with you, and stuff like that.
Well, I think the thing that is the alarming thing is that the things that are flying off and breaking for no reason, like that wine bottle.
Yeah.
That wine bottle that was on my refrigerator. It sounded and looked like someone went up with a gun and just shot it. It was stationary on my refrigerator, and I'm in the living room, and I just hear, and this thing just exploded.
Did you see it or did it?
I didn't see it. I walked into the kitchen and then boom, it was just exploded everywhere. That's why I cut my hand.
But could it have been something that was like teetering? And
It could, Kevin. All of that is absolutely possible. I'm
Okay.
only giving you what I am going through.
Something tells me a lot of stuff in your place teeters. I've seen your place. Teetering is high in effect.
So go further. What do you mean? You've seen my place. What do you mean by that?
It just stuff teeters.
There's a lot of stuff just right on the edge.
Right on the edge.
Okay.
Right there next to your mental stability. Right on
It
the
was
edge.
a wine bottle. It could have been a little bit. I know when I put down a lot of things, bottles.
No, I know you guys would make fun of it and not take it seriously, which is totally cool. I get that. I'm so used to people laughing at me. I'm just letting you know what's going on. It's an update. If you don't believe me, you can kiss my fat Italian ass. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about people who are texting right now.
What's his demon's favorite song?
Devil Went Down to Georgia.
That's his second favorite.
Oh, it is? What's his favorite?
Devil Inside in Excess.
Oh.
I'm going to get your place haunted, Virginia, if you don't shut up. And believe me, I can do it.
He's got friends.
Yeah.
Here was the EVP we played in case you missed it. This is the electronic voice phenomenon where you just have the ghost box, a recording of what is going on in the room that they could hear.
I'm in the bathroom, bitch.
What was that? What was that?
Yeah, so that was kind of a noise that just came through. You're in there kind of taunting the spirit to try to get it to respond, and it did with... D-blah. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, they reversed that backwards, and it does say something, but I think she told me that over the... She was giving me so much information, I'm not sure exactly. Are you able to reverse it on that thing?
I could, yeah.
See if you can hear anything reverse, Virginia.
Okay, so she just... they just reversed the audio, and they think when they did that... So what, ghosts speak backwards?
Kev, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just giving you what I'm giving you the information that I have.
Okay, here it is.
Was that backwards?
Yes, I think he said IBS.
I mean, it sounds like IBS.
Get that ghost some Activia. Get him that fart yogurt.
No wonder he's an agitated spirit.
Do I have a farting ghost?
You have a ghost with IBS.
That's the worst.
Haunting your place. Yes.
It does say
It says
IBS?
he has IBS.
Oh, this is okay.
Oh, my
well, you know
gosh.
what? This is more serious than I thought.
This is serious. That explained the dark cloud. It's
All right, I got to get this thing out of here.
going around your place. Wow. Okay.
But when I get the actual information of stuff,
Will we be able to get the footage and post that to the video?
Yes.
Okay.
Vicky says she wants to complete the investigation, and when that is done, we'll have all of the stuff that I'm talking about. She says she has a ton of EVPs we can have. A lot of them we can't play because there's swear words in them. He was calling the women the B word. He kept on telling, get the F out of here, stuff like that. I'm not making it up. This is exactly what we uncovered. We'll post all the audio when I get it, and then you guys can decide. I mean, we posted this audio last week, and a lot of people heard the one woman say Jason.
Okay. There's some crazy stuff that's going on here. The people who do this as a profession, as
They are.
hobby, are saying, wow, this is some of the... She said this may be the scariest that she's ever seen.
I don't want to say that because I've been told not to say that.
Okay, we just did. So if that ghost is listening right now...
Well, if it's attached to me, it is.
Right.
And
We're going to have to do a cleansing, because...
we gotta sage the studio.
It can't be the KVJD show. No demons are allowed. We got enough initials here.
And can we cleanse Virginia? Because I think she might be part devil. Can we?
Well, she's got the IBS part maybe going on here. I don't know. Yes, you're right.
IBS.
Yeah, well, if you've never had an experience like this, it'd be hard for you to, relate to it and be like, oh, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey.
Totally, I get it.
But some people have texted in. One person texted and said, Jbird, I've been in the same situation. I had three entities that were negative, following me around for over 10 years, and just recently was able to get rid of them. I believe you. I always did. You're an empath like me. You're open to this stuff. What's the opposite of empath? Because that's what I am.
Right? Closed off.
Yes.
Not listening.
Right.
I like how
Blinders.
I like how you say, well, Jbird, we got one text.
Yeah. No, there's another one, too. Somebody else said, Jbird, you're being oppressed by an evil spirit, and that's why you don't sleep at night. You're very unsettled. My husband had one hanging around him for years that convinced him that he was his deceased best friend from childhood.
Oh, my gosh.
He was misled many times and finally realized that after all these years, you have to tell it to leave and say some prayers. So they're saying
that is heavy.
You got to recognize it and get it away.
Dustin in the chat room says this is fake BS, but I know for a fact Dustin is fake in the chat room. That's like his fourth name he's used in our chat room. I see you, Dustin.
Hey, fake knows fake, baby.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth.
Ow!
Got an update on what happened on Friday that storming Area 51.
Oh, yeah. Did anybody show up?
About 100 people. But it looked like there were a lot of people out there hoping there were going to be cameras and a lot of dummies and they're going to get on the news because I saw a lot of signs. It looked like it turned into a big marketing event. That's all it was. So I think the 100 people were just from like different companies hoping to get their logo on TV from some idiot out there doing something like trying to run and getting shot by the government. None of that happened. There was only one arrest, and that was a guy who got busted for indecent exposure when he peed near a gate.
That's all they got?
It was a complete flop. Yeah, what a waste of time. Like we pretty much expected it would be, but it was a complete waste of time. Even no word on what happened when people tried to storm Loch Ness on Saturday, an even bigger waste of time. Well, in Scotland, there was a guy that intentionally had passed gas at the cops during a strip search earlier this year, and he just got sentenced to 75 hours of community service for doing it. I guess that's assault.
I guess, yeah. I mean, when they're strip searching you, they have to like get down, and they're
right, and then they're like going, "Oh yeah, I'll show you," and they're like, "Okay, that's a crime."
Huh. What if you accidentally let one fly? How do they know the difference between intentional farting and accidental farting?
Oh, you can kind of tell, Virginia.
You
can
can
tell. Yeah. If you know
it's got
farts
some
like I
heat.
know, yeah. If you know farts like I know farts, there's just kind of a tone to it. You can almost hear when one slips out when one was forced. They do have a different tone, a resonance to them. And I'm sure he probably, on top of it, had some choice words or, body language that went with the intentionality of it. I'm sure he kicked it right in their face. And
Sure,
yes.
yeah, if I said something smart.
There's a 69-year-old guy in Tampa that is accused of being a serial flasher. When the cops questioned him, he said, "Yeah, I'm just an a-hole. What can I say?"
He owned it.
Okay. What do you get if you own it like that?
Yeah, the same. You get in the whacked out news when you do. This guy, too, very honest. A guy in England admitted in court that he had sex with a traffic cone at a train station. Yeah,
okay.
I did it.
Out in public?
They had it coming.
Oh, that's the best way, Virginia.
Yeah. There's a woman who shoplifted a t-shirt and flip-flops from a surf shop in Okaloosa Island, Florida last week. Then she took off her shirt, even though she'd just stolen one, and biked away topless on the highway.
Huh, that's going to draw attention. I mean, if you've just shoplifted, aren't you trying to blend in and not stand out?
Well, you just shoplifted a t-shirt. Why did you then...
Put it on.
Right. So, of course, 911 was called. The cops came out, and they see this woman biking topless down the highway, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to need you to pull over." She replied, "Make me."
Did you see a picture of her, though? She's hot.
Yeah, she is a blonde hottie, yeah.
She's real cute, Bird.
I like it.
I hear she's single, too.
Yeah, she likes
Just
to go
what you
topless.
need. Yeah, a little
Got some
spice.
attitude.
Yeah.
Just what you need.
I see you with a spicy girl.
Yeah, I need a lot of spice. No, you are enough spice for me and Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin's your husband and this Kevin.
There was a Florida woman that was forced to bite a camel's genitals to escape. Apparently, the camel sat on her at the Tiger truck stop in Louisiana.
Why is there a camel loose at a truck stop?
There's a truck stop that's located 20 minutes outside of Baton Rouge that keeps a camel named Casper, and for many years, controversially, they kept a tiger there, too, for visitors on site to see. So this woman got into the camel's pen, and the camel sat on her, and so she had to bite down on,
his humps.
Yes.
This is a messed up story.
That's a messed up story.
Was she goofing around? I mean, don't go in the camel enclosure.
Well, she said that she has a deaf dog that got off its leash and wound up in the enclosure, but when they looked at the surveillance footage, they realized that she got in the pen herself and then was provoking Casper the camel, and Casper just did what camels do. He just sat on her to kind of get her to stop, and then she bit him right in the junk.
What a mess.
What a mess.
Was she drinking?
Was the camel drinking?
Yeah.
I kind of like the camel's act. He's like, all right, you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, don't mess with them. They're like, okay, I'll show you. And you sat right.
That's not a bad camel.
Yeah.
Look out, Dennys.
Yeah.
Kevin can do animal sounds.
Look out. You're right. I'm coming after you. All right, let me see here. Got a story here about a guy in Indiana who was caught after a 140-mile-an-hour police chase. When the cops finally did catch up with him, he's like, going, I didn't think you guys would be able to catch me in my 2002 Acura.
The cop car couldn't catch you?
And a 2002 Acura?
You know they soup those things up, right?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Come on, dude is right. There's a guy in Pennsylvania got injured when he got high on meth. Kids, this is why you don't do drugs, okay? He then decided after a while high on meth, it was a good idea to light a stick of dynamite.
It makes sense on meth.
And guess what? Yes.
Was he holding it when it blew up?
Does not say, so I don't know.
Jeez.
If you have a stick of dynamite in your hand and you light it, how far would you have to throw it till you don't feel the explosion?
2 miles. No. I had no idea.
Kevin don't know about dynamite.
I thought Kevin.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's soft.
I thought he knows things. You're in charge, so I thought you were supposed to know.
I think
things.
I remember seeing on a TV show or movie where somebody was doing that, taking sticks of dynamite and chucking it. But it might have been a Roadrunner cartoon, and so I don't know if I would base anything about dynamite off of that. Remember it said TNT on the box?
Yes.
And he bought it from Acme?
Oh, Wile E. Coyote loves to buy stuff from Acme.
Everything I know about dynamite I learned from Roadrunner. There's a nursing home in Connecticut that was fined after 4 residents tested positive for cocaine.
The residents?
Yes. At a nursing home. They're doing blow, Virginia.
They're going for it.
They were doing it on their own, or somebody was giving it to them?
I don't know. They're trying to investigate, figure out what they're doing. I mean,
wow.
My gosh.
Well, think about it. If someone was in their 30s and they liked coke, why would? And just because they're older doesn't mean they would. You know what I mean? Just because they're old doesn't mean they don't want to take a ride.
I know. They're doing what they used to do in the 80s. But it's probably a lot harder now because, I mean, imagine, when you're doing blow off some old lady's ass, it gets caught in the wrinkles. It's like speed bumps for cocaine, I mean, it's a lot more difficult.
You're right.
That'd be tough.
Hopefully they're not doing it off each other naked.
No, hopefully they are. If you're going to go for it.
Right. Crazy. There's a young child, I believe a 5th grader in Washington, that called 911 to report his bus driver was drunk and the driver got arrested.
I heard the audio of this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I swear we get one of these stories a year where a bus driver is hammered. A school bus driver.
I know. It's alarming. Yeah, it does happen.
Very alarming.
Another reason why it's good, I guess, for your kid to have a phone. And we talked about a couple weeks ago the interesting and weird items that kids have brought to school for show and tell. Here's another one to add to the list. A dad let his kid take his mom's menstrual cup to show and tell because he had no idea what it was. Kid's like, can I take this? Yeah, go ahead, kid. I don't care.
Menstrual cup?
I don't even know what it is.
The mom was out of town, and I guess the kid had been playing with it all week while the mom was on a business trip. The dad just thought it was a little cup and a play toy.
Oh, wow.
The kid had it all week, had it in his mouth. He had it at the grocery store.
Is that like the 1920s? A menstrual cup? It seems so old school. Is it new or old?
Both.
It's a cup?
Yeah.
I don't want to know, but I kind of do.
I'll get you one.
A cup, huh?
Do you reuse it?
Yes. It's like a silicone-y kind of plastic rubber.
Yeah.
You fold it in half, and it I don't use one, but I was fascinated by the
never
video.
heard of it.
First, I find out about this fan that gets out the smoke in the kitchen, and now I find out the menstrual cup. My mind's blown. I've never heard of a menstrual cup.
Yeah, I hadn't
Have
either.
you?
No.
I saw one at CVS the other day. They had them.
Really?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to good old
Do
tails?
they come in a set or you only get one?
I think you just get one.
So you bleach it? Am I the only one weirded out by this?
Yeah.
I don't think it's absorbent.
I want to know more, but I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't believe so many things go on in this world, and I'm just now hearing about it.
We had a fun topic that we were doing on the KVJ Show Facebook page. When did you realize your parents were shady?
Oh, that's amazing.
What happened when you were a kid? You can also text in your answers, 877-979-WRMF.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
How did you first know that your parents were shady? Was there something you observed as a kid, and for a while you just thought nothing of it, but then later on you're like, that is kind of weird? Like Caddy on our Facebook page, she said, when I first asked my dad why he had a Christmas tree in June, later on I realized that was actually his monstrously huge pot plant.
Oh.
Yeah, mine was how I knew something was shady because every time we'd go to a restaurant and kids would eat free under 12 and you're like 14 now and your mom's saying, you better act like you're 12. You better act like you're under 12. Like, Mom, I have a mustache. We would always get those free meals.
There's a lot of stories about you realizing that your parents were pot smokers. One person texted and said, yeah, most of my earliest memories with my mom are of us growing, drying, picking, and bagging pot. After the drying process, we would cover the dining room windows with sheets, and we would lay plants on the table to begin picking buds from the plants. One of her biggest customers was Wolfman Jack, and she has pictures of me sitting on his lap about 4 years old. Right behind us was a roasting pan full of buds.
Wow. Wolfman Jack.
That's crazy.
Someone else said the stairs in my grandmother's house opened and the wall under them slid over to one side, and there was a hidden closet. That's where her father had hid the moonshine when he was a bootlegger.
That's cool.
That's some fun stuff. And somebody else texted and said, yeah, I went for a ride with my mom's boyfriend. He pulls over, takes off the license plate from his truck, goes to a gas station, pumps gas, drives off, no pang. Then he went to a hotel where he showed me how to get money out of the snack and soda vending machines with a handy crowbar.
That guy might have been a legit criminal.
He's prying open the snack machine with a crowbar?
And he's changing up his license plate. This guy might have murdered.
I mean, who is she dating? This is unbelievable.
Did
here.
Mom know?
So when did you realize that your parents were shady? Here in South Florida, I'd expect to get these kind of stories. Jerry said, yeah, I knew my parents were shady when my father was convicted for being a drug smuggler. Okay. And someone else texted in and said, yeah, when the Coast Guard searched my dad's fishing boat back in the 90s, when they were done, we left and came back an hour later, and my parents unloaded big black bags, square groupers, filled to the brim with the bags. How about that, huh?
So wait, they got away with it?
Apparently so. That's the only thing I couldn't figure out from that text message, the way it was written. Yeah, did they search and they didn't find it, and then you had it later? It sounds like that was the case. They were boarded, searched, didn't find it, and then later on they'd stash it somewhere else.
Wow. That's crazy movie stuff right there.
See, I don't have those kind of nerves.
No.
You know, you got to just be like, you have like ice water running through your veins. I'd have been shaking.
It's under the seat.
Yeah.
All the cocaine's under the seat.
Yeah, you're right. I do the same. I couldn't do that. Yeah, lots of kids finding, I found my parents were growing. We went back to play in the woods, and they got very upset when we started traipsing through the weeds. Apparently they weren't the weeds. Yeah, so a lot of those kind of stories. You can hit up the KVJ Show Facebook page and let us know how you first discovered your parents were shady. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, if you were excited and intrigued by producer Dennys worm farm, just wait till you find out what he's into next, Virginia.
It's
more exciting than worms?
Oh, my gosh.
He cannot stop talking about this.
It's unbelievable. The exciting life of Dennys. We got an update for you next.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF. This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
I just want to warn people that what you're about to hear is going to shock and wow you. I know we do a lot of exciting stuff here, but if you have a heart condition, this may not be something you should listen to because the excitement just might blow up your ticker.
I almost didn't even email Kevin this idea because that was kind of the lack of excitement.
I'm so fascinated.
I was writing it up. I'm like, I don't even want to send this.
I think it's amazing. I'm very intrigued by the fact that not only does Dennys have pet worms,
Worm farm.
a worm farm, yes, but apparently he's expanding. It's turned into a regular farm that you've got there now. Not just the worms, but now you're adding to it. You're raising a new animal there, Dennys?
I am. I got a whole fleet of shrimp now.
Wait, what?
And he will not shut up about this shrimp. I mean, every time I go over, he's tending to the shrimp.
It's true.
Caressing them.
Did you get like sea monkeys?
Well, so I guess for this all to make sense, I'd have to start from the beginning. And so as an anniversary gift, I got a self-contained ecosystem from Jen. That's what she got me because she knows I like quirky stuff. And what it came with was these Upeula shrimp, these tiny volcanic.
Wait, can you spell that?
The Upeula, O-P-E-A-U-L-A.
Are you just making stuff up?
He's not. No,
I feel like he's trolling us.
I think he's trolling us.
The Ula shrimp.
The Upeula.
No, this guy loves weed and he loves shrimp. Those are two things I know
Well,
about.
I'm a shrimp person now because
Don't
it's
get
taken
stoned
over.
and eat them.
Oh no, that's what everybody asks me. Are you going to eat these? I'm like, no.
He gets offended.
Yeah.
Tell us about these Oompa Loompa shrimp.
Now, are they like sea monkeys or are they?
They're a little larger. They're about the size, probably about half the length of your pinky nail. Is an easy way of gauging it.
Okay, can you tell them apart? Do you name them? What do you do when you got?
Well, so
pet
I
shrimp?
do have one that I can tell apart. So, like I said, I got to start from the beginning. Otherwise, I sound crazy.
It really is. It's a long journey, Kev.
It is. It's a little. You guys got to bear with me here for about 30 seconds.
Okay.
So I got this gift.
Not a second more.
It's a self-contained ecosystem. I was so impressed by it. Now, these shrimp are supposed to last 10 years in this containment, and you don't even have to feed them. All they have to do is get a little bit of indirect sunlight, and they just they flourish, they proliferate, and they continue on. They won't reproduce either.
That's an intermittent diet right there.
It's awesome.
Don't you love Kevin's fake enthusiasm?
Yeah, I know. He's just trying to move this bit along. But
I know. I am oddly. I didn't have to greenlight this. I wanted to know about Denny's shrimp.
Well, so I love these things, and about 6 months into owning it, one of my shrimps died. And I was really heartbroken because there's only 4 in there. And
Let's make Scampy.
He was.
Do you flush that thing? Or what do you do?
Well, it's a self-contained ecosystem in a globe, so you can't even open it.
Oh, so is that dinner for the other shrimp?
No, so the shrimps they only eat microalgae, so they won't cannibalize each other, which is nice. But the unfortunate thing is that spikes the ammonia levels in there, and it caused 2 of my other ones to die. So I only had 1 left.
Oh,
he took it really hard.
I did.
He did. He took it
They're
hard.
under my care. They're supposed to last 10 years, and here I am 6 months.
This is like Denny's soap opera.
He was so distraught, he smoked the biggest bowl right after he found out of the death.
I believe it.
Well, so I went online because I'm like, why are my shrimp dying? And I can't believe this is happening. I find this forum, and they say these things are a torture device for these creatures. In fact, the only reason they actually should live 20 years, and the reason they live 10 years is because they can live 5 years without food.
So you're torturing shrimp?
So I felt so awful about this, and I had 1 left, and I didn't want him to die. So I bought this tank. They said that to keep these things properly, I followed all the specifications.
Yeah.
I made a it's like a brackish water tank. I had to add calcium carbonate. I had to add cistrate. All these things.
Seems cheap.
I had to let it cycle for 2.5 weeks. And so what I did was I took this glass cutter and I cut the globe and I got the shrimp out. I didn't want him to die.
It's so much easier to grow weed, isn't it?
It's much easier to grow weed. Well, so I added it to him. He acclimated. That was Shrimply Pibbles is what we named him. He survived.
Shrimply Pibbles?
So he survived, but I can tell him apart.
Shrimply Pibbles or Shrimply Pimples?
This is clearly a stoner habit. This is just this is stoner hobbies.
I just get real high and watch my shrimp swim.
Well,
it's fascinating what stoners do in their spare time.
It's right next to his electrical crystal ball. When it's dark in there, this ball just lights up, and it kind of does its own little lightning show for you. No,
so I got a tank. It has a
real trippy
day and night light cycle. So what it's supposed to do is help the microalgae grow. And then the shrimp eat it, and then they poop, and then the bacteria breaks it down. It creates a whole life cycle. Wow. So I've got the cycle going. So then I felt bad because Shrimply Pibbles by himself. So I ordered 10 more of these things. You can only order 10 at a time. So now I have I'm flush with shrimp.
Wow, okay.
He's shrimp rich.
I'm shrimp rich. I'm a shrimp daddy. I got a ton of them now.
Should we make this segment a best of segment? 'Cause I kind of like it.
I'm oddly fascinated about Denny's shrimp and worms.
So supposedly these things are supposed to live 20 years. So now I got these shrimp that are going to be around for 20 more years.
Did you know this? You're the aquatic one. Did you know shrimp live 20 years?
I had no idea.
Yeah. The Ope Eula.
No one had any idea.
Ope Eula.
Nobody cares.
No, actually, some
And you
people.
can't eat these?
No, they're super tiny. Here, I'll get my phone. I got some pictures for you
Oh,
guys.
it's like his kids.
I really do love seeing him this excited.
Oh, he's ready to have a baby.
Yeah, no, please.
He is ready to have a baby, y'all.
Yeah,
I mean,
so.
he is knocking on daddy's door.
I don't know if he is. I think he's ready to raise more shrimp. I think that's what it's about.
He's ready.
content.
He is ready to be a dad.
I don't think you know what you're talking about on this one, honestly. I think he wants to just raise more shrimp and
Yes, it
worms.
is. Yeah, no, people are actually texting in that do this. They raise shrimp. I don't see anything, Dennys. Are you trolling me?
You do have to really kind of look.
I don't see it. I think it's a fake video. I think this is the gotcha.
No, they're there.
Look at that dummy staring at my empty tank.
You got to walk up real close to the tank.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, it's 3.
Okay, all right.
Is that Shrimply Pibbles?
They look like orange sperm.
Did you name all of them? Oh, he's adorable.
Shrimp Daddy. I like that. That's your new nickname.
Shrimp Daddy.
That's good.
Yeah, they're
We'll have to post that.
Well, Shrimply Pibbles is smaller because he was pulled from nature, and the other ones that are larger are raised in captivity. That's how I can tell them apart real easily.
Farm raised.
So there's a bit of a
Well, so
dilemma
they say-
going on now between the
Is there a
raised.
pecking order?
Well, and you want to get them in captivity so that they're not pulled from their natural habitat, which is why I ordered them captive. And the company that sent me the globe, they're all pulled from nature, so it's actually bad because it's killing all the shrimp out there.
People,
They're subtracting it.
People are loving this. Like, in the shadow, I can't believe shrimp lived to 20 years.
Yeah, these ones live 20 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Shrimply Pibbles now has a Twitter.
You got Joe Ponton texting you saying he's got shrimp as well.
I'm trying to.
Shrimply Pibbles needs a Twitter.
So once
Shrimply
they're
Pibbles.
comfortable, they should start reproducing. I'm expecting about 6 to 8 shrimp a year from this.
And you know what that means? Shrimp sex.
Yeah, well, so I built some caves for them. They have to have caves to go in order to. Really? It's a whole heap of things they need.
Kind of like the old Playboy Grotto?
Yeah.
Whoa.
If the tanks are rocking.
Yeah, don't come to knocking.
Well, brothers and the wives and everybody else are all kind of like in tandem now. They hang out together. They did their own take on the old Friends theme opening. And it's them at a castle in goofy costumes, doing goofy things, making goofy faces, doing goofy dances. So, but it's got the Sophie Turner and all the wives are now a part of it.
It's adorable.
Apparently it's just
I
all
like
so
that.
cute. Yeah, I think everybody's like, oh, it's nice. 3 brothers and their 3 wives, and they all hang out. And they're just BFFs, and it's a great life.
It's still the honeymoon phase, though. Give them a couple of years. Those girls will be hating each other.
No,
Oh, yeah.
It's
The
gonna
caddy
get-
don't come out
Okay.
real in the beginning.
It's still fun right now, and then just give it a couple years. And
24
kids.
months, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, that's when the true stuff's going to happen. I had not heard this term, and then I saw it this morning, and then Dennys sent it to me. Visco girl, VSCO girl. What exactly is the Visco girl? And apparently, it's the latest term that everybody's talking about that you need to know about. If not, then you're going to be out of the loop.
I can already tell I'm going to be annoyed by the term.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you have to be young to be a Visco girl.
Yeah, because I don't even know. It's named off of an app, I guess, where you edit pictures. VSCO, Visco is what it is. But apparently it's typical that a white girl would wind up posting her trendy pictures after she edited them on this app. So that's what a Visco girl is. It's kind of an insult for a stereotypical white girl who wears a scrunchy tube top puka shell necklace, white Vans or Birkenstocks, and then drinks out of a hydro flask reusable water canister, which is Virginia.
Well, yeah, Magnolia is a Visco girl. She told me that school that they call her, you're just so Visco. She's got the puka shell necklace. She's got the white Vans. She's got the hydro flask. She's got everything you speak of.
Okay.
Including the tube top. I don't know. Mama's jugs are a little too old for a tube top.
I love a tube top.
Yeah, I think I've passed my tube top years. It's okay.
But tube tops really aren't that. I never see them. I feel like it's an old.
It's a big thing right now. A lot of young girls are wearing them. Yeah, they're back. Tube tops are back.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting what exactly is going on now in fashion. I was looking at 10 old school fashion trends they say are making a comeback. And it is everything from tops with puffy sleeves. Will also be everywhere this upcoming season.
Birkenstocks are now cool again.
Are they?
Yes.
They say the high-waisted, loose-fitting mom jeans.
High-waisted, but they're short. Like
right.
part of your butt can be hanging out, but they go up really high on your waist and they're baggy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's odd how that all works out. Okay. Fanny packs, they say, making a comeback.
Were they ever a thing? I thought they were always made fun of. Were they ever cool?
Probably like for a week, and then somebody's like, they look stupid. And it'll probably come back for another week, and then people are like, they look stupid.
We look ridiculous.
Oversized plaid blazers that were popular in the 80s. They say are going to be everywhere this fall. Okay. Scrunchies is another thing.
Scrunchies have been back,
thing.
yeah.
What about banana clips? Are we ever going to see a resurgence in banana clips?
Nope.
That'll never happen?
I don't know. Maybe.
It could.
It could.
Barrettes, the colorful hair clips, reminiscent of the 90s, are apparently back.
Okay.
Tie-dye is back.
But is this really back, or did somebody write a bunch of articles saying, oh, gosh, these things are back? I mean, where's all this tie-dye? Do you see it?
I see people actually on Instagram making tie-dye.
Yeah.
Young, hip people.
On Instagram, that's my point, though. This is all...
It sets the tone.
Is it happening in real life, though? When you walk down to the street, do you see tie-dye stuff? Do you see people doing the scrunchie still?
Yes.
Or is it just one of those things, well, we have an article we have to put out?
Think is real life. How
well,
dare
I think
you?
that's what this Visco is all about. This Visco girl trend. Yeah, it's because that's the trends that the kids are wearing. I know you're probably, hopefully, not hanging out with a lot of younger girls. So, yeah, you're probably not aware of a lot of the trends that are happening.
I know you said it's an insult, but Mags is proud. She's like, I'm a Visco girl, and I'm proud.
Okay, all right.
She loves it.
Striped sweaters in rusty 70s inspired colors. They say are going to be big this fall. Neon is coming back. I have kind of seen a little bit more neon. It's really like, whoa, stuff that looks like a highlighter. That kind of color that they used to have on the Ocean Pacific when we were kids, Jbird. They say that stuff is going to be coming back. You'll see more of that. And chunky white tennis shoes, some of which have been dubbed the dad shoes, are making a splash for the fall. I saw a trendy friend of mine. He's all on all the trends. He had on those white shoes last night. And I was like, is he reversing the trends, or is he actually in the trend? And I guess he's reversing the trend, which is actually in the trend.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. If you want to be hip now, you got to be what was unhip like 6 months ago. That's why fashion's so hard to keep up with, Jbird.
I know.
Just wear the plaid and the T-shirts, man.
Plaid T-shirts and costumes never will do you wrong.
Yeah.
I wish if I could wear a costume every day, I would.
I know you would, you peacocker. You love it.
I do.
A couple other terms other than Visco Girl to know. On the arm. What does on the arm mean?
On the arm.
Probably eye candy. It's not real. Oh, you're just going to be on the arm.
Yeah.
Show people off.
They say it's police lingo for free. It's like getting something free of charge on the arm. I don't even understand why that makes sense.
Don't get that.
Yeah. Misomaniac. That's someone who shows hatred and contempt to everything and everyone.
No, we have a few people like that in our chat room.
I know a misomaniac.
We've known guys like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And girls.
Yeah, it's not a gender thing. It's a person thing.
They feel that everything is worthless and beneath consideration. That's a misomaniac. So there you go. Get caught up with today's language.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Maybe something else that your daughter Magnolia might relate to. I saw an article, Stress Dreams About Losing Technology, and specifically those AirPods. My son is always losing those, and it's stressing him out because his mom will be like, and he always has them in his ears, and then he'll come over and he'll like rough house with me or something. He's like, oh, and then he doesn't realize it at first, and then it's like an hour later, he's like, where's my ear? And then my wife's like all over him and just making him very tense.
It's so dramatic. I know. We went through the same thing. Mags thought she lost hers for a whole 24 hours. There was tears.
Oh, it's like the latest thing.
Because the new ones, if you go to get new ones, they're double the price. The next generation, seriously,
Are they really?
doubled the price of them. So unless you buy refurbished old ones, you're going to pay double. And they were already like $100.
And it's not fair to you as the dad, all that tension. That makes you have to go drink 14 White Claws. It's not cool.
I know. That's why I'm there. Not my fault. They say, at least in this article, it says a single AirPod costs $69, while a charging case will run at least $59 and more if you want the wireless charging. And I read an article last week about some of the knockoffs that are out there for the AirPods. You're like, oh, great. And they panned every single one of them. Now, it may have been an article written by Apple. I don't know. But they were talking about how they felt cheap, didn't seem to work right, didn't charge well, cheap material, blah, 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 everything you could imagine. And for the cost, you would wind up having to buy 3 different rounds, which would actually cost more than getting the good AirPods and what they would last.
I get it.
But with that price tag, and it's a lot of kids that have them, it's a status thing. They want them. It is practical, and they use them because they're always watching some YouTube video, and then they're plugged in that way. My son's always doing that all day long. He leaves the house with his phone and his AirPods every single day. But at least once a week, we have the tension and drama of he doesn't know where they went. In fact, we've even got that little tile on the case, but they have the individual AirPods themselves.
Right.
And so they say that counselors are now having kids, they're having stress dreams about losing their AirPods. It's becoming a problem, the nightmares that are going on. And it is kind of funny that, I think we all have stress dreams. When I first got into radio, I had the same stress dream. I even remember it vividly. I would always have it where this was back in the day in the 90s when I first started doing radio. I got locked out of the studio. I'm looking in there. I see the song counting down, or I'm standing at the control board and the song is running out. I can't reach the CDs. This is how you know it's a 90s dream. CDs are behind me. I can't reach for one. There's no commercials to play, and it's just a microphone. I have nothing to talk about. You're just like, and then you could just see like the boss is sitting there listening, waiting for the best moment to decide if he's going to fire you or not.
Do you still have show dreams? Because I have them all the time where I look at the clock. In my dream, I'm awake. I go, it's already 7:15. What the hell's going on? And I'm running around. I'm texting Dennys in my dream.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the studio.
It's changed now. That was when I first got into radio. That was the dreams I had. In fact, oddly enough, I remembered a dream from last night that I had. And these are kind of the stress dreams that I have now of what we have to deal with. So it was so weird because we were doing the show at some location that didn't make sense, no place I'd ever seen. And for some reason, I had a skunk in a bag. I had seen a skunk and I didn't know what to do and I didn't want it to spray me, so I covered it.
It sounds like a great bit.
It does. It sounds like a
skunk in a bag.
Sounds like a radio bit.
I covered it with this bag and I had this skunk in the bag and it was zipped. It was like a bowling bag and I had it and I was on the show. I'm like going, okay, maybe we'll work this on the show. This would be some kind of content that'll happen. And I'm like getting worried now because I'm like going, oh my goodness, like this skunk it's not going to get enough air or whatever. It's going to be dead in the bag. Then I'm going to have PETA all over me. So it started stressing me out there. I'm like, I'm going to have some animal rights group. I've killed a skunk in a bag. And then the odd thing was we unzipped the bag. We were trying to find somebody to unzip it because I thought right away it was going to start spraying. It was going to be in the studio. And then another air talent was going to complain about the smell in the studio. So I'm having stress about that. And we opened the bag in another room and out came a dog that was white and black. Didn't make any sense. I'm like going, I was relieved and I thought the dream was over and we were at this remote location like I had said. And I come out back and there's a swimming pool and you guys all look distressed. I'm like, what's going on? You're like going, I don't know. We thought the dog would want to swim, and for some reason the dog just sank right to the bottom and it's dead. I'm like, and then I woke up in like a panic, like, oh my gosh, we've killed a dog on the show.
Oh my gosh.
That's the stress dream I have now.
That's basically that's so easy to analyze. That's you feeling like you're losing control of the show. You have a trip coming up. You might be out of town. You're afraid that the show's going to go askew.
So you're afraid the VJD show will come back?
We're the skunk dog.
To me, this feels like, analyzing my own dream, this just feels like every other day where you want to do something that's crazy and exciting, but you just never know. In the back of my mind,
you're always on the edge.
It's always what I can't predict because I'm like going, oh, skunk in a bag. This is going to be funny and entertaining for the radio. And then it turns out it's a dog. I'm like, okay, it was kind of a letdown. And I think everything's all right. And then that's the ending you don't expect. Wait, the dog sank to the bottom of the pool and it's dead?
And
oh
it's
my
our
gosh.
fault?
And it's our fault. And yeah, all of a sudden people are coming to take photo. I'm like, ah! Yeah, that's kind of the anxiety I have where it's like we're now in major trouble and this is going to be a bad PR moment. And so, yeah, that's the kind of fear dreams I have now. Do you have any kind of like fear dreams?
I did. I had one not too long ago. The three of us were in Texas and we were there with our boss, Elizabeth. And it was like it was like something.
I'm getting ready to be in Texas with our boss, Elizabeth, by the way.
Really?
Yes. tomorrow.
Oh, my dream did not go good.
Oh.
I hope your trip goes better.
Are you serious?
We
Why
got
are you
fired.
What?
We got fired.
I'm going to Texas with our boss Elizabeth tomorrow. She actually is already there.
But I hope this is not foreshadowed. I had no idea you were going to Texas, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, paranoia over here. She thinks we're getting fired every single day. So you can't, you can't count on that.
But what is the coincidence that it's Elizabeth in Texas and I'm going to be with Elizabeth in Texas?
Because we've heard you talk about this out loud.
I have not heard you say you were going to Texas.
I've heard him say it. He said it in the studio subconsciously.
I didn't know.
It sunk in.
Oh, boy.
I had this dream weeks ago. I didn't even know you were going on this trip. This is like 3 or 4 weeks ago I had this dream.
Never mind. Virginia has magical powers and she's predicting the future.
Look, we got fired. I woke up. I was like, not again. I had to move back to New Orleans by myself. It was very upsetting.
Panda's like, finally, she's fired. I can cut her loose.
That's all it took? Okay, I need some positivity. Jbird.
Don't have much over here, Kat. No,
boy.
I'm just kidding. Always be strong enough to let go and be smart enough to wait for what you deserve. Oh.
Okay.
Good job, Bird.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?